singing Queen of Govan, Ravie in Georgia. And I'll just get right into it because I was going to ask you, see, but I like to say you're doing your podcast and that now, you're becoming probably synonymous with wrestling, running it with Ravie. Are you starting to kind of feel yourself kind of getting thrust into the limelight with your man here?
I don't feel I've got any other option. I think that David is just forcing me to do things that make me uncomfortable. I feel like... What'd you say? No, I mean, because obviously
this is where we edited the last bit out. I've been chatting.
No, I just mean, obviously, I'm dead shy. So he's just like, I want you to be noticed as well, because if you've got mums or stuff on your page that follow you, then they might...
he says the fucking pound signs are flashing up in his eyes, isn't he, man? Well,
he's like, they might bring their ways to wrestling, so that's what he says.
And is it work like that?
No, most of them watch it. I think most people watched because I was losing weight initially, and then I think people liked the fact that I was losing weight and doing it in a way where they could see that it was possible for them as well. So it wasn't like eating salads every day and stuff. It was obviously like a complete mixture of just having a bit of a balance. And then I think that's how people started following along, because some people still write, "Can you show us what you eat every day?" And I'm thinking, like, I don't eat the same way. I don't eat the same things I used to. I don't count calories or anything anymore, so it makes it hard to like show people if they are trying to lose weight. I'm just try to maintain my weight.
I think as well, see, because you can get bogged into that, like, no, I want people should be seeing what I'm eating in order to lose weight kind of thing. But the thing is, I think it's the reality type of things, because you see a lot of people that are on TikTok looking for tips to lose weight. They're very usually people that kind of stick to a balanced diet, and I'm one of the people. So when you think to yourself, no, they're eating clean every day, they're having one cheat meal a week, and then you go, listen, there's days I sit and eat a packet of crisps for breakfast, and then have a kebab at night, and then people are like, all right, I don't feel as bad as that. So maybe even if you do have an off day, still charting that.
Exactly. I think people, when they can see you're relatable and they think, oh, she does some of the same stuff I do, then that's why I think they latch on and they'll watch you.
I think that's why recently, because you kind of plateaued, didn't you, to about 9,000 followers, and now she's like, obviously since I kind of did say it, right, you need to be posting there. Since I forced her into day stuff that she's uncomfortable with. You know what I mean? I feel like I feel like you're starting to now pick up that type of like following, that people are there because she's all like down to earth and she's just a mad woman for the scheme who's...
You've got to say a mad scheme bird, don't you?
A mad scheme bird who has now helped build like successful businesses and all that, and it's probably quite the council mod dream in it, know what I mean? The council mod dream in it, know what I mean? Georgia went for council houses to a bought house and businesses and that, know what I mean? It's what a lot of people, when they're in the scheme dream, I know what I mean? Then she probably got herself a following through that. People obviously supporting us and yourself, and I feel like now Georgia's now got like an envy, not following that's no, I mean, it's not like Georgia used to feel like a lot of people would follow because they want to see like
I'm putting up with you essentially.
Whereas I feel like now it's like as it is, but people actually want to see Georgia. Not I mean, people want to actually see what she's doing and what she's up to and all that stuff. That's why I'm telling her she needs to post twice a day and be uncomfortable.
I think as well, it's see, when I watch your podcast, it's quite funny. A lot of the clips is just Georgia dismantling your ego, and it's just like kind of shit you do, because see, the thing is, people on TikTok hate us, you know what I mean? And it's understandable, because they only see a fraction of your life, but usually you're not on TikTok showing your vulnerability or your insecurity. You're on TikTok, I'm the same, slagging people, fucking ripping the piss at yourself. So a lot of people want to kind of see the other side of that and see that kind of the humbler. Humbling. I think that's what happens in your podcast. Did you just plan to do that, or did it just kind of happen naturally?
No,
honestly, the main reason for the podcast, I've been telling all the people for the wrestling, right? See, for us to get big and actually build, it can't just be me that's got a name, that's got a name recognition. We all need to date, so he's all need to make social media clips and all that. He's need to all do that stuff. And none of them date, some of them date, but no, all of them date, right? So it's like, Georgia, we're going to need to start a podcast so that people have got another avenue to watch us and end up buying tickets to the wrestling. And it's not even that, but it's actually worked, isn't it? People watched the podcast, found out about the wrestling shows, and now they've came along it, not even came to the school and stuff like that. So it's actually worked. So if any of the wrestlers are watching this, because you might watch it because it's 50s podcast, because it's not just me, you know what I mean? If you're watching this, it actually works. So make some content, please, and make yourselves stars. Come on, man, we're begging you.
It's hard to think about what to post though, See as well, if you're like somebody that's self-conscious, then you're thinking, how will I be perceived in that?
You can't be that self-conscious if I fucking want to wrestle for a 400 beat on a pair of pants, man.
That's exactly it, because, and see, the thing is, everybody has their thoughts and feelings, see, the being self-conscious and what are people how are going to perceive this, and seeing knowing what to post. A lot of the time, you just need to override that and just post something, because you see, you know yourself, it's the stuff you don't think is going to do well. The times you put out a phone recorded a spontaneous video are the ones that usually do the best.
We always say that, don't we?
All the
Ones you
time,
don't
man.
even think
I
about.
actually hate thinking a video's got to do good, man. As soon as I think a video's got to do good, I'm like,
Same, you're like, you get feel buzzed, I can't wait to upload this, and you're like, wait a
no,
minute,
I
this will
fucked it,
probably
this is
die.
going to do
That
shit.
always
Happened the other day with
reverse.
that TikTok shop, man. Not when I was like, I know people are doing that.
TK Maxx.
Like TK Maxx thing, because obviously you get random stuff in TK Maxx, people doing that. Oh, have you got this in the shop? They go, oh, funny enough, and it's a pure random thing they say. I was like, oh, we should do that with a TikTok shop and ask what you want for Christmas, and then show the pure random shite. Thought it was got to do brilliant, obviously, and I get like 4,000 views, which I mean, technically isn't the worst. If I had 4,000 people in a room, I'd be fucking buzzing, not but I was thinking 4 million, not I mean, I was thinking me and George are going to start a trend here, everybody doing these videos, not that, but nah, not to no avail.
I think there should be a kind of like recovery type scheme where it's like TikTok views anonymous. See, kind of like gamblers anonymous. See, like the gamblers that get the big win. So if we went into a bookies, won £100, we'd be buzzing. But a repetitive gambler that goes in and they're aiming for the big win, they're about to get the 10 grand because they won it at 4. So if they get like £500, they're like right back in. I think that's what happens with views.
Views, aye.
I remember I get my first 100 views, like 100 people watched my video. I can't believe it. 1,000 people watched it. Now it's like, fucking didn't even break 10k, man. It's a shite. It's a failure.
Which technically isn't, you know what I mean? Because that's people that are fucking loyal to you watching your stuff and all that, and obviously, sometimes, to be fair, I'm sure they understand as well why we always want to go viral, because it helps grow the platform and stuff like that. So the views that you are all getting isn't underappreciated. I'm just saying, you do want the viral videos every time, and once you get 1 or 2, you start getting a wee bit. Even though yourself, didn't you, man? George
Obviously gets addictive.
But one was the last one that we had to go.
Obviously, you doing the rotten food review.
No, the 2 years running.
Aye.
Suspect.
Aye.
Suspect.
There's no seen the one that's suspect. Then obviously you say something about them. So George was like saying,
no, so it's a trend that some couples are people doing on TikTok where it's like suspect is a
fat baldy bastard.
I was going to say something about you being baldy, and then he's like running down the road and I'm chasing him, and then he's like, suspect's got a bigger nose than Triple H, talking about me, and he's chasing me. So we're just running up and down the street in my street, well, in our street, but it happened to be a motor outside our house was clamped. So people are just like, what the fuck are you doing? But we didn't even notice the motor was clamped, and we're just running up and down.
It's like the heavy poverty street.
This is a ghetto, man.
Benefit street.
Thought he's to a mortgage, man.
Exactly.
No wonder they've got one. It's fucking.
And then that took off so well, but they were actually saying in that they hadn't saw any Scottish people doing it yet because it was an American. Most trends happen to be American first.
American comedy stuff.
Man, I end up getting caught because obviously I'm at wrestling. I think because I'm right into wrestling. Obviously, my TikTok's fucking fault. TikTok just hears me talk about wrestling. Well, that time to play the game. Time to play the game. He's brilliant. Mate. Somebody actually tagged me in his video today. With a guy at Ravie, you know what you need today? He's like, what do I need today, mate? Like, I love the guy, you know that, but I'm not flying him out. How's he going to make me money? Not me, fly him out and get him performing on one of my shows. Like, it's time to play the game. Fuck's sake. Maybe I know. Probably more chance.
A big king, I suppose it'd be a lot of money, but
aye, mate, the flights and then no offence, he's a big boy, you know. That's 2 seats.
I never saw this guy.
What, you don't see him, man?
You don't see him?
No.
He's like a big African American guy with a baldy, and he goes like, "Time to play the game."
He sings not just that. He sings hundreds of songs, hundreds of wrestling songs like "Hey, voices in my head," or the ones. The cult of personality.
I seen a video. Was it WWE?
Like, he's obviously getting invited. They would be inviting him doing that. Aye, definitely. Because they'll obviously be wanting people. They'll be wanting people to get all the look who's here. Not I mean, that's the guy for the video. Not I mean, TikTok. Not.
Well, people have been asking you to get him over.
With one person, but That's the reason. If a lot of people ask me to get him there, if you really want to see him, guys, drop it in the comments. Not I mean, let me know and I will get him there. But it needs to be financially viable.
No,
definitely. Because
definitely.
they probably know the amount of TikTok followers he's got. No, to be fair, doesn't look business savvy. He's probably not actually monetizing himself as much as he should be. You know what I mean? He'd probably just be happy to get flown to Scotland, man, to be part of a wrestling show. You know what I mean?
That's it. Because in America, you could think he's going to have a massive American audience, but does that translate to how many people in Scotland are watching him? Apart from the odd
probably
people,
a lot, to be
funny.
fair. Probably a lot, to be fair. Not I mean, yeah.
I found it quite
Think about it. You've seen him, not I mean. So every wrestling fan in Scotland have probably have followed him.
Would I pay to see him? But that's the thing. That's the question.
I'd be willing to pay to see a wrestling show. To be fair, not I mean.
No,
but wrestling fans might pay to see him.
Paid to see a wrestling show.
But wrestling fans
You've
might
been
pay to see
dragged
him.
kicking and screaming.
I know, I've been invited VIP. If I get asked to pay for it, I'll be like, well, wait a minute here, let's get on. This isn't the deal. But in terms of paying for wrestling shows, so how's CPW coming along? You've been established for now?
3 years.
We had our 3rd year anniversary there, the Govan anniversary. Technically, our anniversary is actually in October, but the way we planned our shows out in our 2nd year, we kind of just had to have the anniversary show on the November just because I don't know why to space them out basically. But it's gone really well. We've now got 2 wrestling rings. We have got hundreds of staging. We've got like, a lot of different production stuff in that. Just bought a laptop as well, you know what I mean? So we're moving up in the production side of the rest, and that's what we really want to focus on now. Feel like we've built a fan base. We've got some good venues that we can go to and sell out. We've got like fan bases in different areas and stuff as well. So now it's time to treat the fans to better production and better shows and better wrestlers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So next year we're actually going to be doing less matches, less shows, but we're going to be making these shows everyone feels like Scottish WrestleMania, kind of.
Right, okay, I like it, man, I like it. Is there any kind of aim to try and kind of level up to like a bigger venue? Because it's usually like 300 to 500 capacities you're doing now, innit? No, see, that's great, obviously, but I'm just meaning, is that in the line of sight?
We are looking to maybe upgrade. We've got our eyes on a wrestler who, if we were to get a hold of him, I feel like we could then bump it up to another big venue, but we also don't want to be the type of people that hire at venues that you can't fill. No, I mean, you'd rather keep building it. I'd rather keep selling it at 500 than try to upgrade to 1,000, and then you're only selling 550 or 600, or maybe even you end up selling less than the 500 because people like the venue you were at, and people maybe because you've got a bigger venue, ticket prices will probably need to get higher and stuff like that. So it might actually put people off. So you need to look into all these different things. It's not just a case of let's run the Hydro and then you need to cancel
tickets.
Not just a case of that. No,
but that's the thing as well. It's like, fucking 200 tickets. That's a failure. But if it was a 200 capacity, but and relevance to the size of the venue, it kind of changes your attitude towards whether it being a success or not.
So that's what we're looking at. Eventually, we'll want to upgrade it. Georgia's especially got that loves this Whammy venue that we've been wanting to go to. So
have you been to it yet? No.
We've seen a lot. We've seen the shows in there and stuff.
Has there been a show in there?
We have seen shows in that there
Your
before.
Show, I mean?
No.
Okay.
But this would be the upgrade to a bigger lip capacity. I think the place can hold about 1,000.
Where is it?
So,
Like the area?
Paisley.
Right, okay, I think I've got an idea. Start an L.
So that's what we kind of would like to eventually do that, because it is a good big place, but also again don't want to run before you can walk. Not even because at the end of the day as well, bigger places, more money, so you don't want to end up running something and then it doesn't work as well. So we're looking to get this big wrestler for it. I don't want to sort of give the venue away already, kind of. I don't want to give away the wrestler because that would be a big surprise and it would be very good to announce them. So that is kind of the next step for CPW, but we're also so we're on like Patreon now. We've got a subscription service. We've got over 20 shows on it, and it's about trying to make the production for that look better. I feel like there's a lot of big things happening in wrestling. The WWE are now starting to really focus on independent wrestlers and bring them up. Some big famous wrestlers have actually went back and wrestled on independent scenes, and I feel the reason they've done that's been allowed is because these companies have actually got really good production now. Like, it doesn't look too far off like a WWE show the way they're filming it. So we want to have that. We don't want to have it like, no offence to any of the venues, but they run all fantastic places, but a lot of them are community centres and working men's clubs, so when we don't want that coming across when we're filming it, we want it to come across like it's like a TV set or it's like a big arena kind of thing.
Right, okay, so see,
the-
like, see a TV set, so you're looking for venues that have got that, or you plan to build it?
Like,
Every
obviously, you make it only, so get lighting rigs and stuff like that, and
Right.
Yeah.
they'll
Oh,
be able
look
to,
like a TV set in that sense, right?
so be able to like light the fans would all be dark, and, you know what I mean, light the suit and all that, and then like, the spotlights around the ring and stuff like that. So it's more.
That'd be pretty cool.
Know what I mean?
Definitely, it would make it a lot more theatrical. Is there any kind of plans to? You asked the wrestlers to do the social media stuff, but is there any plans to kind of maneuver into the kind of backstage type promos where you're kind of see like WWE did like the backstage storyline and that stuff?
But
This is actually about all the podcast, but I'm just getting all prepared to be an interviewer backstage.
So that's I'll just ask that question now because I was going to ask when are you planning like manoeuvring George into it? Since you've already done it to me. So when's George this time? She's been about a lot longer than me. You know? I mean, it would make more sense. For her.
You get more followers, but not.
Why is she? So people buy tickets.
So he's on at me all the time. Like you could do the backstage interviewing and stuff. But because there's only 2 years, the amount of jobs you've got to do on for like one show, and we like split them down the middle, that we're going to like pull in more people to help with different things, so that then it takes us away from some of the jobs that we're doing right now. So he wants me to be part of the Patreon, interviewing people, and I think that probably would work out pretty well. I obviously would need to be taught what I'm doing and stuff like that, and I actually wouldn't mind doing it. It doesn't, that probably wouldn't really bother me.
And all.
Is this not right? My good cargoes. So obviously all the women backstage in wrestling, they all wear the wee dresses and they get all done up.
You need to wear chaps.
So I'm getting pushed into doing that. I'll do it anyway. If it's
I used to dress with a little thong poking
Did you still dress like that?
No, I used to do that, but obviously I used to do that. I mean, have the phone coming up. No, that's what George wanted to do.
I'd rather
just wear it out of your heel like a Mysterio master, something that'd be different.
So I would rather just get wheeled out to the wrestling ring like what Linda McMahon done.
She made her Georgia made her debut at the last Govan anniversary. She came out at the start of the show and done a wee speech and all that.
Did you miss this?
About that? I don't think I was there.
No,
was I there? No, I wasn't there.
Was
it
well,
like
just saying thanks to everybody.
Say, right, so okay.
So no, it wasn't anything about wrestling, but I think people were like in complete shock.
I was, to be fair, because I'd been pestering her about it for weeks, telling her, "Oh, you should come out and let's say thank you to everybody." And she's like, "I right in the ball," and she's like, "Nah, actually, I'm not going to do it." And then 5 minutes before the show's about to start, she's like, "Are we going to go out?" I was like, I mean, definitely, aye, but I wish you'd fucking gave me a wee bit of heads up. No, I mean, I need to fucking prepare a speech in my head here.
But it was good.
Had you prepared the speech?
No.
You just went.
No.
Sometimes you're better, like, because if you try and prepare something too much, you end up arrest yourself, and you're like, "Oh, but I forgot to say that." You just go spontaneous, man. It just flows freely.
We just said. Well, he spoke first, and then you just said, "Oh, a couple of years ago, Georgia wanted to buy a house, and I wanted to buy a wrestling ring, but here we are. Both has got what we wanted, basically."
She get one house, you get 2 wrestling rings.
Exactly. So you were quite good, to be fair. You were just saying like, "Thanks, I can't believe she's come in here and done this," that type of thing. And then I just said like, I just echo what David has said. Like, we've been doing this for 3 years, because quite a lot of people that come to our wrestling shows have been there actually for the very start, and like that's like such a big commitment. Aye, totally.
I couldn't never away from it, man.
Exactly.
To be fair, he's on a wee suspension now.
Surprisingly, I thought he was ready to start rolling about with one of the birds, man. I was like, "What is going on? Is he in character? Is she get him into the wrestling, man?"
I know, he would be amazing. Do you know, see me and David, we actually pure love him, but he gets too into it.
He gets too mad to it.
And he's shouting at the wrestlers, but as soon as they say something back to him, he can't take it and he goes in a bad mood. And I'm like,
but maybe he's acting. Maybe he's just
no. He's actually then sends me and David like big massive messages after it. The night of the wrestling show, it's pure abuse, and the next day he's all sorry. And I feel like we're in some sort of love-hate relationship with you, because it's every wrestling show you want to argue with.
But that's what you want. You want people that are passionate.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather everybody be like halted than have people that are just standing there. Like, it's a shite, know what I mean? I would obviously rather have everybody be passionate, but obviously you need to rein it in a wee bit. So this is it, halty.
Aye.
Get a
If you're
finger at
watching,
brother.
You're watching, and he says he watches all my TikToks, but he never comments anymore. He used to comment all the time, but he stopped commenting. So.
Oh, is he? It's probably because Philip was too.
Oh, does he feel like these?
Nah,
No, he's trying to make back up with.
He'll be at awards night on Friday. You see him Friday.
Oh,
Aye.
really? So he'll probably shouting abuse at me.
But
Aye.
it's not a problem.
Well, what's going on? I'm not getting abused, mate. What's going on here?
See, the over 18 show has got to be the perfect night for him. Well, the adults only show, because he's got to be able to shout and scream and do what he wants. He's allowed to drink. Whereas what he's doing right now is he's getting too drunk and there's wains there, and it's no mixing well.
Bottles into cola bottles and all
Aye.
He's putting people out of obvious, but people are like, oh no, this is. Like, I'm here with my wains are scared, know what I mean? But
Aye.
Wains probably aren't even scared, to be fair. It's more probably the adults, know what I mean? They don't. It's more the adults that are scared of the shout, not just like can't be bored hearing it, know what I mean? They're blaming it on their wains, man. The wains are probably loving it, like, yeah, it's more wrestling, here we go.
I
The
think
thing is, it's like Holy kind of gets it because the Wednesday get into it where there's abuse of wrestlers. I'd have been shouting abuse at wrestlers as a Wayne. When you're already kind of curtail it, but mad with it, I've done worse, know what I mean? Usually didn't launch a pint into the
I was
thing.
going to say, I'm sure you've launched a pint into the
That's
wrestling
so
before
funny.
you've been mad at, know what I mean? Hotel on steroids,
I
innit?
know, mate. I'm slagging Holy up on top of it. But you mentioned your over 18 show, so what has been the plan for that? Has that always been on the horizon, or is this like a kind of new thing you've just dreamed up?
Well, it's always been something I've wanted to dip my toes in. It's no, I don't want to make it like a fully fledged wrestling promote. Like, I don't want it. Like, this year I've ran about 42 shows. We've ran about 42 shows together, right?
Right.
That's quite
That's
stressful.
one a week.
Aye, no, so that's quite stressful, right? So I don't want to then add on like another this hardcore one and be trying to run as many shows as that. I'd like ideally 4, maybe like 5 of them a year, know what I mean? Spread out through the year, doing them, maybe find different venues and that for them as well, and just get to show off my wrestlers and myself and my creativity at a different platform, know what I mean? Like, obviously I love the family friendly wrestling. It's my bread and butter. It's what makes me which makes my dreams come true, know what I mean? It's what I watched since I was a wee boy, WWE and all that stuff. But having said that, I started out in an adult only environment, like a over 18s wrestling company, and I've always wanted to do that again. Obviously I've not done it in about 3 years. Well, I've wrestled in other ones in other countries and stuff like that, but in Scotland I've not done it in about 3 years. And a lot of my roster, a lot of my wrestlers and that also haven't wrestled in that situation ever. So it's just about doing shows that are a bit different, a bit more creative. I get to get my creative juices flowing in different ways. What?
creative juices.
Aye.
I've got an over 18 audience, mate. You can just say it how it is. These are the people you want to target.
No, but my creative juices, but I'm obviously...
So see, is there any way this would appeal to somebody that's no your typical wrestling
This
fan?
is going to be for people that aren't the wrestling fans. I'm not obviously wrestling fans will come along to it, but this is getting targeted for people that want to go on a night out. This is going to be comedy, drama, and entertainment before it's going to be wrestling. No, I mean wrestling's going to be there. That's going to be the media. Like, I don't want to just do with these shows. I don't want to just do like wrestling. Eventually, I want to do one like Hardcore Wrestling for Glasgow presents the Bingo Rumble, and we need to do it's like a Bongos Bingo Rumble wrestling night. Know what I mean? Where you're going and doing your Bongos Bingo, but there's also got to be like wrestling happening, and also you're getting mad. Know what I mean? All these different things.
I
Like,
thought when you said bongos bingo wrestling, I had something else in my head.
what were you thinking?
I don't know. I just thought like if you win the bingo, you get dragged in the ring or something.
No,
It's
well,
like a rumble,
well,
like
that-
an actual rumble.
Well,
Like
the idea that I would actually have kind of go for it, right, is you get a card with 30 numbers on it, right, because Royal Rumbles get 30 numbers, and then it doesn't go 1, 2, 3, a number gets drawn out, like number 6 for example, and that wrestler comes out, and then you've got it in your card, and you pop it out, not when then once you get bingo, you've won money, but the match is still going on, whoever's win. But you can also maybe bet on it, who you think's got to win out the 30 wrestlers, so it's like a double, know what I mean? And then maybe that's in it, and on, and I
had a
don't...
license for that.
What? No, I mean, I've got what's it called? Public liability insurance.
Oh, have you? Aye, man, can you get that, man? My drones and shit.
Aye, probably. But so that's it. But even like one night, maybe do like a gambling wrestling night where you get a card all the matches and you write down who you want to win, who you think's got to win. Not I mean, you need to bet on them all. It can't be just like, oh, I pick this guy. But then you put your money in and you.
Like cooking?
Aye, you know what I mean? Got stuff like that. You know what I mean? All these different ideas like I want to make, but you can only do that. You could only do that in an adult only show. You know what I mean? Like, you would all these different things. Know what I mean? Maybe fucking a bingo card and all, but it's no like actual bingo. It's like take a shot when a wrestler gets hit with a chair, take a shot on you. But everybody's got different wands, so people haven't get, know what I mean? So people haven't get the same wands.
Kind of like drinking
all these different things, know what I mean? All these ways to try.
It's different, but it's dead interactive as well.
That's what I'm wanting. I'm not wanting, maybe even you do a show where the fans pick the stipulations, what matches are got to be and stuff like that. I know. Maybe you do a show where the fans bring the weapons, know what I mean? All these different things that.
We're going to do that in Govan, aren't
exactly. That's your one. That'll be your first singles match. What, they're all buzzing, mate. They've been pestering me to get over 18 shows for ages.
Oh, really? They've been on you for that?
They want, obviously. It's a way to... I know it sounds, I think I said it, but it is a way to get, like, wrestling, like, there's two things in wrestling you want, right? I feel like an independent level. Obviously, everybody wants to go to WWE, get a contract and all that, right? But your actual reasons for wrestling on an independent level is either creative or like the actual matches that you're doing. So people either want to have really good matches against really good opponents, or they want to have like, their ideas and their creative side shine through.
Mm-hmm.
So with the CPW, I feel like they do a lot of good matches. Now, obviously, the creative side gets used as well, but I feel like in those days, man, there's not a lot of. It's kind of formulaic, know what I mean? Because it is kids shows and that, and you can't really delve into other things and stuff. Whereas with this, it's different now. It's going to be, like you get to be more creative. You get to see maybe blood and stuff like that. Know what I mean? You get to see weapons that aren't usually used on the kids shows. You'll be getting so also with the adult ones and that. So that's why I like getting like, yourself involved. And I want it to be like. So it's hard to explain, but like. Wrestling and like Jackass and like fucking.
Alright, is that what it's gonna be like? Aye. Is that why you got me involved?
I'm gutted. I'm missing this. I'm
Aye,
because it's Shannon, my big sister's hen do that weekend.
Oh right, for the first show. So how do you feel about over 18 show?
Aye, good. I think it's the right time. Been doing this for 3 years now. I think it's like it's been built up, and it's just the right time to try something a bit different.
I could see, that's what I felt, see when I first went to the wrestling shows when it was ICW, because I used to be a fan of wrestling as a wee guy, but I kind of grew at it and just didn't really take much interest in it. But what I liked about it, going back to it, because it was Scottish.
Aye.
It wasn't so much the wrestling, it was just the Scottishness, because there's no such thing comparable to it.
Aye.
And you know, with the child shows, there's only, you can't swear.
Aye.
And so you need to be kind of your own eggshells a bit to what you can say and what you can do. Whereas if it's
even as an audience member as well, but no, I mean, you're obviously, like, if you're like an adult, so you're coming along to the wrestling to see me as an adult, you don't have Wayne, you don't have family, or anything like that. So if you're coming to see me at an adult show, you can shout and scream and let out your actual passion, whereas if it's like at a Wayne show, man, you're having to be like, I
know, I find myself like that as well.
And you end up, then you're maybe like, the Waynes are chanting, you don't really want to join in because you think it's maybe like it's a bit childish, you chanting up. You're a fucking fully grown man that's got fucking more muscles than a candy apple, man. Know what I mean? And then you go like, let's go, Ravie, let's go. Let's go, Ravie, let's go. No, but you get what I'm saying, like if the Waynes were shouting or something like that.
The thing is, it's a different vibe when Waynes are running about. You've never been like a soft player, Waynes running about. Like, right,
you're doing the soft player, you've been. I mean, I've been in with Bo, mate. What the fuck you been
selling the Wilks and muscles and the candy apples, mate. What do you think I'm doing? Nah, it sounded even worse.
Hope you weren't filming anyway. Hope we didn't have your cameras.
I know, but... But see, if you get plans to film this over 18 shows?
We'll definitely be filming. We'll get the boys.
Who else have you spoke to anybody else on TikTok or that isn't wrestlers to try and get on board with?
No, yet, man. I've got to start looking into stuff like that, obviously, because as I said, I've actually been talking to a couple of guys, I've got a name, but there's a couple of guys that are like TikTokers and that who have been maybe talking to me about being wrestling and that.
They approached you?
Aye, the guy's massive, and I know on TikTok, but he's like massive, man. He would be the perfect wrestler, so he would.
Covered in tattoos?
No.
Hang me, fuck
you think you're me? I messaged him to be fair, I was right up to him.
He'd be perfect.
He would be, man. He'd be like.
Is he up for it?
What? I basically said to him, I was like, you should come along training when 50's coming along, you know what I mean?
Aye. I done my back in, so it'll probably be a week or two for that.
That's cool. I'll get you back at the new year.
Have you got any suggestions? Somebody we could contact for the show?
Who do you think?
I'm trying to think. It's trying to.
Obviously, my dream, right, for it. Obviously, the dream scenario. Balls on the table. I'd give him a good bit of cash for it. I'd get good publicity for him. Kaz Mulligan. Honestly.
I know you've already said to him, so that's why I didn't.
Logan Paul. I would make him the Scottish Logan Paul, mate. Honestly, I would. Or even you could be a manager and just fucking run his mouth off, but you never. And then he gets like, imagine him turning up with that big J. No, I mean, and he's the mouth, and he's like, I'm going to Barty's on all that, but it's not actually in Barton, it's Big J knocking people out or whatever.
Aye, that'd be a tricky one today, because I think Big J was nearly already fighting me.
Aye, fair dues, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying in the world.
But imagine he'd be the ultimate heel.
Aye, exactly.
He was like a kind of mad, evil, like Vince McMahon manager type. It'd be perfect for that.
Aye, definitely. Maybe no call him Vince McMahon, because they would be offended.
Aye,
I thought it was hard to Vince.
Just to compare Vince McMahon before the allegations.
Maybe there's a sort of time where when you just try and compare something to wrestling, it needs to be so correct about it.
I can understand Vince McMahon.
Oh, after that documentary,
I can see what you mean.
That one is a bit much. Who else would be good for it, right? Because he has the obvious answer.
I'll not see his name, but the wee guy with the hair.
Matty? I'd love him and all. I've actually spoke to him a few times about it, but now he's loved up and under the vomit. No chat.
I've not seen him.
He's got a wee bird now and all that. Know what I mean? So he's gone, man. You don't even see him on TikTok. He's loved up, man. I know, but I think he's missus like a wee influence on that and all. So I don't know why he's like disappeared. Probably because his content is just different now. He's just not showing up on my page. Not I mean it's no pure hateful toxic shit. Because he not even saying that he was posting shit like that. But he would have probably been showing up on my page because people that follow me in that or being dicks to him. Aye.
Maybe it was just because he was trying to get a bird. Now he's got a bird. That's him done.
Game's the game, innit? Fair play, man. The amount of wrestling trainees that I've had that do that, know what I mean? Come like, why to be a wrestler as a world champion, all that, man. Everett, and then they get a bird and you never see him again.
It would be brilliant. Jade Jackson.
I was just about to say that.
She'd be. Imagine that as her as a wrestler.
Pile driver. Imagine she'd make good promos anyway.
Imagine that as your entrance.
Thatcher is.
It would need to be an over 18 show, definitely. You're going to have her walking out a Wayne show shouting Craig's a beast.
Oh, hilarious.
But obviously, big Lee Sutherland, he'd be great, but
can you have him on, man?
He's got a bit too much baggage.
Aye. Him versus Nick Justice would be a match and all, man.
Oh, that'd be
Polis, him versus a Polis.
Aye. I know, definitely. There's obviously a good few other people we could see. It's trying to see what TikTok's populated by now. Remember that app Zello?
Aye.
Remember it would just be all cunts arguing with each other. That's what TikTok's like now, but it's lies.
Aye, you get
people threatening each other. I'll do you. I'll meet you. I'm meeting you now, and they never meet.
Aye.
I'm watching it like going to meet me. I want to see you.
I know. Live stream the fight, please. Know what I mean?
I know. It's terrible, man. It's embarrassing.
All these boys, man. People like geese your gifts and all that. And fucking
begging, man.
Do you know he's on it today? See when you get a following. Actual monetize it legitimately and start something up, man. Don't fucking beg people for money. That's embarrassing, man. Because see the people that are sending you money, I know. Bet you anyone, they're probably vulnerable adults or vulnerable people that shouldn't even be fucking in charge of their accounts. These are horrible bastards doing
this
that.
Is the thing as well, because I watch it, because there's some people.
If you want to send me, get look at
there's some people that have says to me like they make their living off lives and they're like, I'll make 200 quid a day and that kind of thing. I'm like, who's on live every day giving you money?
Crazy.
Nothing. It's no as I could understand if you set up a live and you start doing backflips until you break your neck. Obviously a bit extreme, but you're doing something to earn that money. Fair dues, but let's be like, right, get the gifts in, guys.
So you guys, I sometimes watch. I only watch him for like 10, 15 seconds or something. Right? But he always appears on my lives, and he's obviously like somewhere in Asia, I'd imagine, right? And he's got his big bits of clay, and he puts it in a thing when he makes wee bricks. Wait, every 2 seconds after he makes a brick, I go, thank you. Send money. And people say, and I'm like, at least he's working, at least he's fucking, at least he's grafting, and people are watching him, enjoying what he's doing, or whatever. I mean, other people are like, fucking give money, man.
I give back, not I'm talking. But it's so overpopulated with these people, and it is. Sometimes you do go on it, and it catches you, didn't it? But
it does,
you
man.
get the pages that'll take clips for the lives and all the drama, know what I mean? That sort of stuff that sells, and then you'll be like, watching, why is he arguing with him? Or who's a beast? And then wait, what am I doing?
You're scrolling through all the posts, I know.
It's brain rot at times, man. Sometimes I need to.
That's how they get money, because they obviously get people that earn us who can just sit in the house all day and then they end up liking these people. He's got a good point there, man. I've just got to send them a couple of hearts.
Sometimes I look at it as well, and I'll get up and maybe I'll end up on TikTok like midday, 12 o'clock. Looking at people on lives, and I'm like, what are you? Are you on live all day?
All day, man.
I know.
All day.
What kind of life is that? Just on live all the time?
Mind you, having said that, I was actually thinking last night, could I go live for a full month? Like, could you go live for a full entire month?
What were they doing? I don't that.
But like, and no turn it off.
No turn it off. You go to sleep, you just pat the phone down and just, no, I mean, you just
pat. Phone would surely fry.
What?
Well, what did you know?
I'm a big guy.
What about Twitch? You done like a 24-hour one, didn't you?
Aye, that was fair. But I stayed up for the full 24 hours.
Right.
I was fucked. Know what I mean? I was
that's
shattered.
the thing as well. See, sometimes because I remember I was like, right. Because when I heard about this making money every day going live, but you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent with your times and that. So like 8 o'clock every night I'll go live. Manage one night. Sometimes I'm like that. At 8 o'clock after my day of doing what I'm doing, I'm kind of like, I want to sit and eat my dinner and just no do any of this stuff. As much as I love it, it's like you need your breaks. I'm thinking right on live after that, and it's like I'm trying to eat my dinner, mate. Go away.
Exactly.
Well, I wouldn't want to do the live thing to like make money out of like gifts and stuff like that. Fuck that. I'm just more thinking like I didn't notice cunts get like, that's what annoys me. I'm banned for going live on my main account on TikTok for ages, and I feel that's why these have not grown as much because I can't go live on that account, so I don't ever go live. Which I feel like I do enjoy when I go on. Like when I'm going to Stairmaster Gym, I'll stick my iPhone for 20 minutes and just talk to people. You know what I mean? Whereas because I can't go live on my main account, I feel like it's like, fuck this, not just a waste of time gone live. You get me, know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you.
And then I feel like I've lost a lot of followers that I could have done that way, you know what I mean? I always tell her she should be going on live, but she doesn't do it.
It's sometimes it's like, I think to see if you're going on live, you need to kind of be on it for like a minimum of an hour, or half an hour to an hour, because usually at the time people get on it and that kind of stuff, and it's good to interact with people that follow your stuff, because people can message in real time and then you can talk to them, and sometimes I'll go on live, like I'm bored, I'll go a wee live and I'll play the guitar, but it's very few and far between. I do enjoy it. See, if I was doing it every day, day in, day out, I'd end up fed up with it.
Nice. We went on a couple of weeks ago and we ranked up quite a lot of people who were watching at the time.
What
but it's
doing?
hard. It's just talking to people.
I was just sitting in the house chilling.
Had Caden on.
Where did he come on for where he was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Poor Caden packed his ma out of his room. Him and his mum were watching something on Netflix, and he told us like 20 minutes into the live that he'd actually sent his ma out the room so he could come on the live with us. I felt so bad.
Aye, right.
I know. He's happy he's not.
That is mental, man. I've heard he's a bit of a celebrity these days.
Yeah, it's man. That's his wrestling gimmick now. He's the local celebrity, isn't he, man?
Aye.
Because I noticed as well, because I know obviously he's been coming to the show, he's got some media attention, that then I seen, I think it was the last show, he came out with the big glittery Jake, and I was like, oh, these, and then the colour hair, and I was like, oh, if these definitely took a wee kind of character he's in, or is that just obviously the colour hair's real?
He's a perm, mate. He's a wee perm. That's what he thought. He's like, he got a perm.
Oh, perm, alright.
And they said it on our podcast, didn't they? He was saying basically that some wrestlers have got mullets, some wrestlers have got like big long hair. So he's wanting a haircut that'll make him stand it. Aye. And he thought of getting the perm, know what I mean? So he's obviously taking him every month away to her hairdressers, man. We already old the old woman, man, getting his perm done up, man. Class, to be fair, but fair play, man.
I noticed it, know what I mean? So it's definitely working.
And see as well, I hate Gino Enick because he's went from being the shyest, least confident boy in the world to being the biggest diva ever, know what I mean? He absolutely loves the limelight now, know what I mean? Which is obviously good. I would never try and push it away from him, but I hate getting on like compliments list because it just makes he sees bigger. The other day I heard a man or a boy talking, and the wee guy's like, I want to get a perm like Caden. I'm like, obviously I'm like, yeah.
Just be honest, mate.
Obviously I'm like, yeah.
He's jealous because he's got hair. That's
he has got some head of hair.
No, he has got some head of hair, man. But what happened with it was your teeth you're meant to get done, wasn't it? Is that
my hair transplant was meant to get done?
Was it the hair transplant?
Aye.
Oh no, it was a hair transplant. What is that? I take it that's
done now.
Gone in the dust,
aye, just because I actually did end up speaking to the guy again, but they said to me it would be like 2-3 weeks and you'll be fully recovered. But I was talking to James Craney got one done. He was saying that they told him that it's at least 3 or 4 months before you can do it. And he does football, you know what I mean? So that's not even as high contact, like as high impact as the stuff I'm doing.
Aye.
And he's told he can't do it for like 3-4 months, you know what I mean? So I think they were just trying to get me in and then hoping when they got me, they'd be like, right, you can't do it for 3-4 months or this won't work. And then I'd be like, oh, cool, and just no do it. But I'm going to be able to do that with the wrestling.
I think they're probably trying to fix it while it's moving. Because they probably at the time they thought maybe it'll be alright in a couple of weeks. Now they're realising as they're doing it with people, no, it's maybe needs a bit longer. But I don't think you're meant to sweat while you're going at it.
That's what I mean. You're not meant to sweat.
Sweat for 4 months?
Well, no, I think it's like a couple like a week or two, you know what I mean?
Imagine that. Imagine me getting a hair transplant, getting up the stair.
I know I was knackered when I got up the
stairs. My hair's fell out.
And off for the first week, you're not, you need to sleep like that. They give you like a
you do kind of sleep like that anyway.
They give you a special pillow.
You've got a special pillow. It's wet and body still a fucking pillow.
Neck pillow so you don't put your head in the pillow.
No, you one day you heavy stuck, man, and you're not, it stops you from moving.
Like a crash victim, man.
Aye, so that is gone, man. I've started talking about wrestling companies about heavy hair hair match. He's not fuck's sake.
Loser shaves her hair.
Loser gets a hair
Did you do that
shaver.
before? That's obviously been done before, hasn't
It's been done before in wrestling shows, obviously.
it? I know. I just remember seeing it.
Just I've never done it, know what I mean? So
Aye.
I'll probably, if you see me in a Ravie hair match, mind your fucking business. So.
He's bought himself he feels really passionate about this pillow. He bought himself off a TikTok shop.
Right.
And it's kind of like that where you lie facing up the way and he fucking loves it.
She
I'm not
hates
allowed
it.
to,
She
put
hates
a pillowcase of it on the
Because
thing.
it's got a pillowcase. See the bit? That's the pillowcase.
It's like memory foam, but it's kind of a weird angled shaped pillow, right? And I put a pillowcase on it so it matches the bed. And he's like, thank you very much. Comes in, rips the pillowcase after all day. But the pillow itself is white. And because he's good, slightly moan it, like when the pillowcase is gone all like a pure dark colour.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone all dirty.
You can take that. See that thing? That's a pillowcase. You can take that and you can wash it.
Right.
And then put it back on. No, I
Your
mean,
fault, Jordan. You just don't understand the pillow.
So when I wake up in the middle of the night, he's fucking lying like a corpse.
So what does it do compared to your average pillow?
it just helps my neck for being sore and it's
He's
not
on-
Doesn't make you so
Body's
sore?
all sore.
I'm fuck mate for wrestling, obviously. My knee, my neck, my
Is this just
back.
constant chronic pain?
Aye, mate. Aye,
Really, aye?
aye.
You ever use CBD?
What? No, I use THC.
Oh, I heard that bit out. Have you
Maybe-
CBD in there if you want some? It's good for like aches and pains.
Aye.
Aye, it's no illegal. You can buy it at Asda.
I know what it is. I know what
So
CBD is.
I can say that. I don't know. You can say that in over 18 show.
No, definitely. Nah, I'm alright, mate. Cheers. Apparently, there's a mad body rub for it that would like a CBD body rub, and it goes on your knees and that. It helps you. But
Is there? I've got Tiger Balm in there. I don't know. You ever used that?
This might be really good.
nah, the other
It's like
wrestlers
deep
use
heat.
that. It pure smells. Like,
It's stank. I like the smell of it. I like the feeling it. It's like I don't. Tiger Balm. Because I've been rubbing my back. 'Cause I did my back in the gym the other day, so I've been walking like that. So,
what gym you got in the village?
village, mate, aye.
I was wondering where that was you were in.
Sanctuary's
the
done
village.
it, man.
So I sang, well, I've not heard anything about it since it's obviously shut down.
Oh man.
We got a good run, mate.
know.
I knew it was going to happen. The way they were not going to air their business of that, but the way it was running, you're like, right, this has got a life expectancy here and it's coming soon. You know what I mean?
Aye, definitely. It's a shame, right enough. Feel
I
bad
know,
for
I
him.
know. I felt because it's obviously a lot of money's been clearly pulled into it, man. But wonder where it will go now. But it's
I know.
lucky enough I've got the village there.
I know
Right,
that's
closer.
closer.
If for him, no for me, fuck's sake.
Like I know it's probably a wee bit of a jaunt for you because it's essentially got the BBC buildings for you.
Oh no, but I suppose the village is closer than the Hingley, but it's expensive.
Well, I used to have a membership with them years ago, and they messaged me the other day saying you can sign back up for £57 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Much are you paying?
That's what I'm paying. Huh?
And you thought it was 80. But I know,
50.
but see, when you think about it realistically, you get swimming and all that and all.
Aye,
I just break it down to kind of weekly. So what is that?
Aye.
Like, it's less than £15 a week, and I think telling myself £15 a week's not really.
Paying
that
about
much.
that a month to be fair, but I'm not been a gym group.
I know. It's like it's in terms of what you get because I'm counting it because I get the sauna and the steam room and all
Aye.
that, right? And I like that. So you going for a swim
Aye.
because it's a different type of exercise. And
Aye.
I like it. I like the look of it, the aesthetic. Yeah, I just like it.
Aye.
I like it, and it's the novelty's still quite strong. When the novelty wears off, I still, and it's convenience as well. It's just right there,
Aye.
and the opening times are what are good points to it.
Aye,
But if it's
exactly.
actually opened back up and it's still, obviously I don't know how it's going to look with the equipment and whatever's going on with that. So, but obviously
Heartbreaking, man.
the partnership with the sanctuary's still there, so I'd happily go back along there. But I like the steam room, the sauna.
Aye. You
So-
should maybe look into it. But anyway, you like the gym, don't you?
I think I like a gym group. There's a lot of good machines in it. Stair machine.
That's a decent gym. I think it's
the
24
rows.
hours, innit?
Aye, that is, which is really good for me as well, obviously, because sometimes I can't make it like, during the day, and then obviously the times if a gym shuts, not I mean you can't go, then you kind of need to go the next day. You need to move your schedule, but
That's sometimes what I've had to start doing because I'm usually a pure gym disciple. But recently I'm like, because you know yourself, seeing you're starting up your own thing, you're working for yourself. All the money that's coming in, you need to earn it. It's no before you just turn up, like, right, that's my
Aye.
deal. How can I go for a Skype? It's like, no, I need to actually work to get money. So times I'm sitting here like, you know what, gym needs to get missed today just to focus on this.
I was like, no, I can do that, and then just go at 9:30 or right after wrestling or whatever. Right, let's head to the gym and
That's
fucking.
it's handy that way.
Aye.
So see with your wrestling school, you're talking about Caden, he's like one of your proteges that've done well off the back it. See when we started TikTok, and you started it before me, probably started TikTok roughly the same time we were doing the social media thing. But fair to say that it was all kind of about fame and being a fanny to start with, just doing having making that videos just like I still do it, know what I mean? So, but now it's kind of morphed into this thing where you get this school and you've got a lot of young people who are coming off the street, they're coming out their shells. It's benefiting a lot of young people. How has that kind of changed for you? When it's did you intend for it to be like that, or has that just kind of been a byproduct of you starting this school?
Do you go on? Cause that would be quite good to hear for you, because obviously I'm going to say that I did start it this way or that way and whatever. But I think it'd be good to, because she obviously heard about all the what I was going to say in the background. There was a lot of years even before I ever had the idea of having the idea. If you get me, that?
What do you mean, like for the wrestling school itself?
So how long had you been hearing about me talk about the wrestling school?
Oh, for years, like actually years. I think because like if kids don't like football, or if they don't like dancing or anything like that, then there's nothing really. If they do like wrestling, there's nothing there for them to be able to. No clubs or anything for them to be able to go to. You obviously went to college and stuff to do like youth work, and he'd done loads of. He was going out working in the community and doing stuff like that, and he actually really enjoyed it as much as I used to say to him not to do it, because I thought this is going to be another thing he's got to do and he's not going to enjoy. So we've been talking about it for years, but I just didn't ever seen it coming to it, because obviously wrestling being so territorial, I thought I just don't think we need to have this backlash on us. And then when everything sort of changed in the past few years, we just thought, there's a real big market for this. And it took off dead quickly, didn't it? But you've had this thought for so many years. So what else you got to say?
No, because that's a good way to answer the question, because even though TikTok was all to start to become famous and that, but the wrestling school's always been about the wrestling, even the wrestling company as well. I call it Community Pro Wrestling. It wasn't just a name. Actually,
Davie Pro Wrestling.
I wanted to make something. I've always felt like Govan's. It used to be really, really strong in the sense of community and stuff like that. So with Community Pro Wrestling and then making the school after it, I've always wanted to make it about the community and about helping people and stuff like that. And also, the selfish part is I want to make wrestling mainstream. I want to show everybody half the thing that I love. I want everybody to if they don't appreciate it, I want them. Maybe I don't expect everybody to like it, but I want people to at least see it and go, you know what? Actually, that's no a load of shit. You know what I mean? That's no fake. That actually is. That should be respected. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting a bit of but that's my selfish part of it. But I'm doing that through it, but I do want to help people and I want to make sure people are living their dreams. And one of the greatest feelings I have about the wrestling school and the wrestling company, I'm sure George will be agree, is being able to give people matches against people that they've always dreamed of having. Not I mean, and getting people getting people in matches against or tag teaming with people they grew up watching on telly, you know what I mean? And then seeing how buzzing they are about it and all the excitement that leads up to it. And that's one of the best feelings ever. And that's what it's all about. It's a community we've built through wrestling that we get to help people with, and now it's actually coming across really well with, for example, Caden, obviously, or there's other people. Caden gets a lot of the praise, but there's other kids that get a lot of benefit for it as well. There's wee Carson, who he stays round about here. He went through a lot of horrible stuff and was in the hospital and stuff, and now when he comes to the wrestling, that's his escape for all the horrible stuff that's happened and that lately. Or there's a lot of kids that are autistic or got Asperger's or ADHD in the wrestling school somewhere that they come and get to feel confident and get to show their passion. Or there's even there's kids that struggle with their speech and stuff like that, and now because the confidence has been installed with the wrestling, they're getting better with their speech and all these different things. And it's just the amount of parents that are telling me that they don't believe that that's their kid, you know what I mean? Because just how much they've changed, and that's always one of the best things to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about what we were going to call the wrestling before we'd set it up, and you're like, Community Pro Wrestling, obviously. And I was like, how obviously? He's like, because the full ethos to this full thing is that our shows are going to be based for families, for people maybe in areas in Glasgow that don't really get to go out much, kind of go anywhere, and we're going to make this affordable for everybody so that they can all come along. And it's we've just stuck to it since then, I would say.
No, it's good it's having that theme because it helps you kind of stay true to the vision and how you want to orchestrate.
But the only time we really put... sorry mate, the only reason we...
it's only the first time you've done it.
Is it?
That's the first time you've done it. I thought I was going to have to be a bit more. You're learning now. I wonder how that is.
No, I've been from half. What was I saying? The ticket prices haven't really been up much, and if they have, it's just because we might notice on different. Well, Georgia hates it, to be fair for me, but some venues that we run have got different ticket prices, and it's because I gauge you on how much the venue costs or the names that we're getting in as well. Sometimes I'll have to put the price up a wee bit because I'm getting a big name in for America, but even then, the highest thing I've ever put the prices up by is like £7, not I mean, for a family ticket. That is not I mean, that's because I'm bringing in somebody and we need to pay for a plane or we need to pay a wee bit more for this venue. I always still want to make it affordable even for when the big name comes in. VIP might be a wee bit more expensive, but that's
what you're paying for.
That's part and parcel.
Exactly.
But I even feel like it's
increased price.
But even that, I do also feel like our VIPs only that much more expensive than our standard tickets. So if you did want them, you could save up for them or whatever. Even if it was a family that maybe, because that's what we want to be affordable for everybody, it's still affordable because it's not that much different. It just might be, you know what I'm saying?
Aye, no, definitely. It's not as if it's a massive jump in prices, but there's obviously there's a plus to that price. Like, as you say, you're paying more, but you're getting to see this.
Honestly, we didn't even use the day VIP, didn't we know? But then basically you'd have everybody asking you to reserve seats for you, and they would all be they'd be asking you to reserve seats for you, but then they'd also say happy to pay you extra, and we're like, well, we don't really want to be taking more money off for it, but just go that way, it would just get a hassle for us because we're like reserving seats for people, and then people are coming in and just grabbing the reserve sign button, going like that. I mean, I've been here for ages. I'm not I mean, like, which I know for a fact. Let's be honest, and you'd have done it yourself. If I went here fucking shows up and I'd been waiting for the start to get a good seat and I went in and saying reserve on it, I'd be like, oh, fine, not. I mean, who are you talking to?
And that kept happening all the time. And then people
did you ever have any beef in their seats?
No, people would then come up to me when I'm trying to take the tickets off the door for other people are still waiting to get in. They're like, you said you reserved me a seat, but where you're telling me the seat is, it's gone.
And then announcing that to everybody else as well.
There's only me standing at the door taking these tickets with hundreds of people waiting, and then having to shout other people to try and go over, try and find the reserve seat where I've left, and then there's other people sitting in the seats. But what can you do?
I know.
That's what I mean when I try and say like there's just two people doing all these jobs, and it's just like sometimes it's crazy.
Yourselves too thin, but that's the thing with growth, isn't it? You need to expand the team as well.
Exactly.
But also it's one of the ones because of what I use get all these big name wrestling and stuff like that. Kind of still, we've not really got the side take. We're constantly investing in the company, you know what I mean? So I feel like maybe that is one of the next investments. Maybe we need to set some money aside to actually give somebody a wage to take a lot of this stuff off our plate because we are running a bit like mad.
Aye. I know, that's exactly what you're doing. You're buying your time back, essentially.
That's actually a reason as well. See, obviously what Georgia said about the community ethos thing, about community pro wrestling. That's why it's a completely different company with hardcore wrestling for Glasgow. Because the tickets for that are going to be a wee bit more expensive, and it's going to be a bit more a different vibe. And I don't want a vibe.
About with the Yanks too
but I don't want people getting mixed up with community pro wrestling and hardcore wrestling for Glasgow.
Is it like two separate entities?
Two separate entities, aye. So that people only also I don't want anybody thinking, I don't want it to be called community pro wrestling adult show and then the tickets are much more expensive. Even, to be fair, like, actually aren't they much more expensive? It's like £8 more for an adult ticket, you know what I mean? But I'm still saying I don't want like the idea people getting mixed up with them, know what I mean? Or then somebody buys tickets for a CBW show, thinking it's a kids one, and then they take all their kids. No, because obviously it's not them. They'd get knocked back. But then obviously I would probably turning up and getting knocked. I would never go back. I'd probably never go back to that show again. Know what I mean? If I went somewhere and like, sorry, that's the wrong tickets, and then the Waynes would be Waynes and all Waynes don't forget stuff. The Waynes would be like, I don't want to go back to that.
I'd be devastated because I think the moms and dads that are taking their Waynes out, they're taking the Wayne somewhere they can just let the Wayne run about and they can chill and kick back and all that. That's what they do. You see them like, see the dad with a pint, you can see the well-earned pint. The guy's like drinking all that stress away. The Wayne's gonna have his bit, no caring. They're just absolutely chilling. But then turning up and like, no, I mean, this is over 18 show, you can't get in.
They'll never be back, know what I mean? Whereas if we get them into a kid's show and the dad's drinking his pint before you know it, the dad will be into it as much as you know, and then the next show them all be, because there's like storylines, them all be realising storylines, she'll also be invested. Like, that's the EastEnders, That's the EastEnders, but the guys are a bit more handsome and they're in their pants. Brilliant, man. Sign me up for 10 of their shows.
End up breaking up a relationship. See, is there any kind of things that have popped up like, with the school or the wrestling that you haven't anticipated?
Well, I've actually got a wrestler getting married to one of the Moz for the school. We've got our own wee West Side Story, Romeo and Juliet, not really the rest. They're actually getting married in March. They met through the wrestling school. Actually, at first I was forbidding it, and I was telling people you better tell people, because obviously I'm thinking, but right, I'm not thinking that they're going to get married. No, I mean I'm thinking obviously the worst. I'm thinking like either I'm going to lose a wrestler or I'm going to lose a valued member of the community, you know what I mean? Especially this, well, she's one of the top Moz, you know what I mean? She's always at all the shows, she's always helping out when she can help, you know what I mean? So,
she's a top Moz there, man. Like, I turned up all these shows, like, hey, what up, man?
Even before the romance, but like, she was right heavily involved. No, I mean, it wasn't just cause that's probably spurred her on a bit, like you're saying. To be fair, not even to be fair, she would still be.
Because you've realised that it's a viable business opportunity. Like, maybe we start encouraging it. Know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna give it a big
wrestling Tinder. Know what I mean? Wrestling Tinder, man. Putting them all up there, and the guys there, swipe left, swipe right.
I've got an idea. Wrestlers Tinder.
No, man, no, I definitely don't do that, because they won't all get married, that's the thing. They won't all end up getting married, that's the problem. This one was a 1.5, not even problem. This one, so as I was saying, they've ended up good, but at first I was forbidden, like, no, you can't, you know what, man, that's no, they're going to end up falling. I didn't say it to either of them, to be fair, I was just talking to her wrestler. I was going to happen when they fought, no, I'm either going to lose a wrestler, I'm going to lose somebody who's obviously brilliant with the skill, no, it brings up Wayne every day, everything like that. No, I mean, what the fuck, man, what he's all thinking about, but now they're getting married next year. I'm actually not going to be able to make it. I'll be in Germany wrestling for one of the biggest companies in the world. They get it, obviously, because
no, of course.
If it wasn't for wrestling, they wouldn't have met, know what I mean? So they obviously understand. But I'll make sure you get them a good wee gift. And that is, I didn't expect that, but that is something that was very unexpected. What else?
It's probably been loads of things.
What about for you, Georgia? Because obviously it wasn't really your initial idea. It was Ravie's, and you just kind of went along with it. And then obviously you're a big integral part of it. But at first, did you ever kind of like, right, mate, I don't know. Did you have any preconceptions about what going down this route with Ravie? Like he's about to start his school,
I know he's absolutely obsessed, but I didn't know he was going to turn into a moody, moany, whinging, raging-faced bastard.
What about hanging in the back garden?
What?
What about hanging in the back garden?
Oh, I know we've got a coffin in our back garden as well.
Is it in your back garden?
It's fucking massive.
I knew you got that coffin, but is that where you've put it?
Have you got for it?
Have you just put tarpaulin it?
Tarpaulin it.
I was going to say, is it need to say anything about it?
No, but my neighbour, the neighbour will probably walk out and be like, what the actual fuck is under there? Because you can clearly see, like, it's in the shape of a coffin. So I says to him to raise the motormate up so that if the rain gets onto it, then fucking it's not going to all waste away. Have you done that?
The grass will end up that bleached.
No, it's not in the grassy bit, to be fair.
No, we've got like a path that goes round.
So it's on the path. Is it? You say it's in the back, but is it?
I know, because the way the house
your
is.
Back, like your front?
No,
so if you're in the living room, it's looking out to like the back window. See where the patio doors are?
Looking out to the main road.
Fences,
your back, but it used to be the front. Right, okay.
So
a lot less dodgy.
I know.
But I suppose it's kind of hidden by the shrubbery, innit? Imagine people just walking by, what's going on there?
I know, but that fence never used to be there, so if they're probably not, oh, what the fuck is that?
They've been content right away. I walked in Govan, seen a coffin and a garden.
No.
Usually it's mattresses. You can make heavy content.
What fucking golf stays in there? That's not a golf at all.
Have you not been doing content, mate? No?
Not really, no, man. One day I sat inside it, man. It was roasting, to be fair, just like a cold night. I just sat in it with my football manager and
that's
just
pure
played.
creepy, innit?
You sat in it with like in the house?
No, outside. I put football on it. I opened it up and just sat to see what it was like. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Just sat in it for about an hour.
Oh, you did testing it and playing Football Manager. It's
massive, to be fair, mate. It's actually big.
Is it?
It's big on this couch.
Oh, well,
The
bigger.
wood fit on top of
Where
it.
did you get it from?
Somebody custom made it, Matt Daly, a wrestler that was actually the first wrestler I was ever in a feud with, to be honest. Made me a coffin.
How did they make it?
He's a joiner, aye. He's a joiner, aye. Mate, fucking the inside it is like lined up with like Union Jack.
Oh, because it was
Scratcher,
sponsors,
aye.
So
it's a mental thing. I suppose in Govan, it's like, depending whereabouts in Govan you are, it could prove very popular, especially with the inside it. You know what I mean? I'm surprised you don't get people trying to run down the road with it. Suppose if you turned up to Ibrox with it, man, you would you'd become a hate figure, man.
I know.
you can't move the thing. Like it's solid.
How heavy do you think it is?
Oh, like
50, 60 kilo or something.
Is it?
aye,
Maybe even more, to be
Do you
honest.
think it's the same weight as an actual coffin? Like a real
Bigger.
coffin?
Probably heavier,
Bigger.
mate.
heavier.
It's bigger than a normal coffin.
Has he made it bigger because somebody
one-
was phone in it?
No, because there was somebody inside the coffin who was a big guy,
Right, okay.
so it had to be made bigger for him to be in.
Right.
And then obviously I added it, so basically you could fit 4 guys in this. That guy and 3 other guys. Know what I mean? You could fit in. They overdone it.
Right.
So
What
means
does it cost you
£500.
for the coffin? Is that what
Aye.
coffins cost?
I don't know, mate.
No,
I
it's
but
quite-
imagine
No,
them
because you could have got one. Well, I was looking for them, and I was like, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is she looking at in work?" But you could get one for much cheaper than that.
Aye, but
But it would have been like a normal coffin. But
Just a
he
normal
had
coffin.
to obviously go to town and wanted something completely different.
obviously it
you
was,
get it
it was
padded
heavy
as
class,
well.
but not be trying to say it wasn't a heavy class when they go to pure reaction when you open the coffin, I'm sitting like that, yeah, it's turning, big monstrum comes up and he's choking me, you know what I mean?
Is that who was in it?
Aye.
He's a big scary guy.
Aye,
I
you know what
remember
I
the
mean?
first time I seen him, it was at that Johnson show and he kind of done that thing, ran off the ropes and the guy nearly flipped the ring, man. I got a fright.
But that's what I was saying, no, I mean, it's obviously good, no, I thought it was really good, but could I got a normal one for 200, but you wouldn't have been able to then squeeze the big man in it.
Now you've got the big one, it means it can serve a lot of purposes.
Could do a tag team coffin match? Can do a Fatal 4-way coffin match?
If you ever get locked out the house again, you can go and sleep in it.
Nah, that is the main. That's why I was testing it with that laptop.
Could I sleep
Doesn't
in
he
this?
actually ever get papped out anymore?
No, I wouldn't pay for that house. No, I'm not getting I pap out. No, I'm not saying.
Not so much you get papped out, but you get locked out. Do you still get locked out?
No,
How's that happen?
because I don't lose my keys anymore.
How do you manage that?
He just
keep
get
them on
steaming.
You just realise you've got keys in. That was like because I think you always kick about with a single key. 'Cause I put mine in a bunch. I'm pure OCD, so I've got a pocket for my keys. It goes in the same pocket. See if I put my keys in my right pocket, I'm all over the place. Swear to God, I'm weird, man. I'm dead regimented.
You should take some leaf out of his book.
Mm-hmm.
But he always just loses one key.
Aye, the one key is easy to lose because you don't feel it. I need to feel the weight.
To be
Aye.
fair, now what happens in Oz, I lose
Attach it to
keys.
your phone. You never lose your phone.
No, but nowadays I lose keys, but I don't actually lose them. I just put them somewhere and then I find it a couple of weeks later.
I'm doing that now. All the time. I'll put something down, but I wear these. See, because of see-through, I don't lose keys, I lose these. So I put them down, I'm like, where's my specs? But I need my specs to see. So when I'm hunting everywhere and I get stressed, I'm like, you know what, I don't need my specs. And I said, oh, I need my specs. And I can't find them. And then they're like upside down the couch. I'm like, how do you even get there? So I'm starting to go that way. I don't know if it's old age or
I was
it's-
going to say that he's getting old.
I know, man.
31 and
32.
I'm 31 soon, man.
I'm 33 in 6 months.
I'm 33. No,
See, once you
31
turn
next
30,
month.
you're like, I'm 30 now.
Ah, exactly. I'm 33 in 2 months.
Oh, yeah, aye.
I'm the oldest.
33 2 years ago.
I feel the youngest I've ever felt. I, see, to be honest, with my 20s to my 30s is like the oldest I felt because I was always out my nut all the time. So I always was rough and come down. Now I just feel fresh and I'm eating good and I feel dynamite.
There you
I
go.
don't
then.
know about feeling dynamite, but I'm kind of the same mindset like that as well. I feel like no, this is me like my younger years because I'm like trying to navigate my way in life, not which is I've probably been doing in the
money.
younger years. Instead of in the younger years, I was getting mad with it and enjoying life, so I don't feel like I had it locked down.
Aye, but for me, I feel as if I'm enjoying my life a lot more. I think it's all a rite of passage. You go through that kind of wild period where you're just kind of you're young, aren't you? You're navigating life. Some people go, I think age is just is different for everybody where you kind of find your path. But the 2 years are kind of similar because we were just kind of on a mad wayward path. Don't know what you were doing, coming or going. Savoy Sundays, patchwork the Mondays, all that. Well, you made work, I never made work. I don't even had a job to make, know what I mean? I never had a full-time job to like a few years ago. And I was pressured it. But see, the likes I know, the 2 years are like you live with each other, you do a podcast together, and you essentially work with each other. How does that affect your relationship? Because, like, for most people, they live with each other and then they get a break when they go to work and then they see each other. That doesn't really happen because you're essentially business partners as well. How does that work?
Well, we actually don't see each other as much as people that probably, like other people, like two guys probably owned a business together. I don't know how to explain, because she obviously has a full-time job, so she's about working Monday to Friday 9 to 5, and that's when I'm out like flying, promoting, doing all that kind of stuff. Then when she gets home, I'm away out to the wrestling school or away around doing stuff. Then at the weekend when she's got her days off, in the wrestling school again. So that's why the reason we actually started the podcast. So we actually got to spend time with each other, not even I. So we got to spend some time with each other because we were constantly, and it was actually making some time instead of like, oh, we'll do this or do that. Whereas every Monday we need to talk to each other for at least an hour.
Is that your days, Mondays?
Aye, to record, aye.
Why'd you pick a Monday?
It was one of the only days that we were free.
I'll be free, aye.
Yeah.
Right, okay. How many episodes you've done now?
We've actually filmed
20.
22, 23 actually, because you were in one. Yeah, the one we used, no actually. I don't know why. We had them all lineal, and then we called yours
Bonus.
the bonus episode. Yeah, I think we were going to call all the... No, but I thought we were going to... I was thinking in my head we were going to call all the guest ones, like, they weren't going to be like, in order, know what I mean? Then somehow we added Caden in as 12 and it kept going, know what I mean? So it's a weird situation.
Oh, right, okay, I see. Because it's more that it's the podcast kind of centres around news, and then the guests are like a kind of byproduct of that.
Yeah.
Some podcasts, it's all, if you look at James English podcast, that's on the guest.
Yeah.
Then you get some, if you look at like Flagrant, it's on them, but then they get some then to kind of join the conversation.
Yeah.
To be fair, hats off to James English, because he's got a guest every week on his podcast, man. We can't even get one. You're trying to get people just fucking anytime, know what I mean? It's fucking a struggle at times, isn't it?
Oh, tell us about it, mate. But see, for me, it's like, you could probably get a guest every week, but after a while you end up sacrificing quality.
I suppose.
And I'm not saying people are bad guests, but just sometimes, I'll say it how it is, James English's podcast have kind of died a death for me and a lot of people, just because he's just getting any random steamer on now, just to say, I've done this, I've done that, mad random, nobody's in England, and it's true if you go and watch it, but with the likes of, you kind of find, let's see for the likes of my one, I've kind of found a wee balance where, that way, because I used to be trying to get a guest every week, and you would be sacrificing the quality of the conversation, because you just get some random stoter on, you just be like, not to say anything I've had on the stoters, but you'd be like, right, they'll probably get some views, and then you get them on, and then it's just pure. Some people are just not ready to do a podcast.
Yeah.
So there's no point in trying to force them into that. But it's finding, see if you're able to kind of balance it out where you speak to guests every now and again. It means you're happy to wait on certain people, and then it improves the quality of conversation. Because if you didn't get a guest, you would still have a podcast.
Aye,
No,
exactly.
James English didn't have a guest, he wouldn't have a podcast because he's not going to talk to the camera. You know what I'm talking about?
Aye.
So you've still got that, but it's just, I think, as it say, if it makes it past the 10th episode, then you're in like the 1% or the 10%. I think it's after there's some mad fraction like that. If you make it past the first couple of episodes, you're in like the fucking 10% or something. Which is a good sign because you realise all the work that goes into it.
And there's another one,
hard
something like there's no, what was that one? 80 episodes or something?
Aye. If it doesn't make it past 80 episodes, then basically you're not committed or it's no for you.
Oh, really?
Aye, I'm like, that's 80.
No, you're definitely
Many have you done?
80.
I don't know because it's weird.
I might be on episode 80 by next year, to be fair, know what I mean?
So see the thing is as well, because there's periods where I have went a cut a week, no done it, and then because I have felt, this is a love hate thing for me, this.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the part is my fault because I'm doing it all myself, so I've got a lot of pressure where I'm a producer, I'm the interviewer, I'm the podcast, I'm the full thing, I'm the editor. I've fun, but the thing is, what I've realised too, I was what a day I hang where I worked with young people, and I was like, I just wanted to do that, and watching your school and the stuff that happens, I was like, it gave me inspiration to do it. And I'm like, what can I actually do with them?
You can teach them how to do this. There's best in the podcast.
I didn't realise somebody say, I was telling somebody about it, I'm like, why don't you show them how to set up a podcast? I was like, it was the best idea I never had. So I've spoke to some people and then I think the ball's rolling to go and do something like that. But I've realised, because seeing the time in doing this, every single podcast I've done, there's been a handful. I mean, I could count one on where something hasn't went wrong. But then at the time, you're like, why is this happening? God doesn't want me to do a podcast. Then I'm realising you figured out ways it can go wrong. So by seeing what's happening when it's gone wrong, it's taught you how to do it right. So I've learned essentially how to set up a podcast. I'm probably better at setting up a podcast than most people do podcasts in Scotland, and I'll say that, and without the ego getting involved. But I was watching a vlog, see Leonard, the podcast. They done a vlog. Leonard. See, with Paul Craig and Ross. So I watched a vlog the other night, and it was just them getting set up for a podcast, and I saw two producers. They were all sitting on the couch talking, and there was two producers on the camera, and I was sitting here today, and I was like, they're all just chilling on the couch, and they've got two producers just doing everything. I'm like, I wish I had one person just to help me there. I'm setting it up, and see the amount of times I'll sit down, get the conversation going, and be like, oh, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do, like you seen with the thing where I need to
jump back and forward.
And what I know the thing is, see, getting these cameras, it's been a massive improvement, because before I'd be worrying about, because it was iPhones.
Aye.
And sometimes an iPhone was recorded for 2.5 hours. Sometimes it would cut out after an hour.
Aye.
So times I'm sitting
A
like
text and all that can fucking do it.
I know, they're playing with it, mate. So I'd learned that as well, because messages would come through, and then some would cut out a battery and that kind of thing. I remember doing podcasts. I remember doing a 2-hour podcast with a guy, and he left. I was like, what a brilliant podcast. Look, the phone cut out after an hour. And I was like, I had to come up, and you ever had it, you probably haven't had this yet. See, having the exact same conversation with somebody that you've already had, it's a weird feeling. Because you know what they're going to tell you. Whereas before,
you up here? Fuck.
And you need to kind of...
It's a natural reaction.
You ever sent a voice note and it's been sent?
Aye.
You need to recreate your enthusiasm and your energy.
It's not the same.
There's Davie pissed.
And that's the thing, I'd always be having a conversation, but it's like I'd be using multiple parts of my brain, because I wouldn't just be like, alright, having a conversation, and I'd be like, right, one part's having a conversation, but the other part is that camera still recording, is that? And then I just learned at a point, like, just stop thinking about it. If it cuts out, it cuts out. Lose control of it. But now, as you say, I've devised techniques where I can figure out what's going on and that kind of thing, man. And I'm monitoring everything for you, man. I'm on the ball at ESPN, but it's took time to build it. But as I say, it's all transferable skills. And I've realised as well, I'm like, I could be charging people for these skills. But as I say, I want to take into skills as such, because when I was leaving school, it was like, what can I do? Like, oh, well, you can become a plumber or something. I was like, a plumber? Aye, that's pretty good money, I sound. I had no idea. I didn't want to be a plumber. My application for jobs when I left school was grabbing a Yellow Pages and phoning up plumbers. And it was all people that obviously on call and that, guys in the pub, like, what are you phoning at 8 o'clock on a Friday night? I'm phoning like, mate, you looking for apprentices? Like, mate, no, ball. Think you're getting a call, you know what I mean? So, aye. And just like an introduction, because I remember I was listening to an audiobook about productivity.
You could actually go to colleges and do it. You could actually do a course.
I might be actually doing that. No, I mean, I think it is actually happening. But what I want to do is just an introduction to start with, and going like that, right? Could I make this into something? Because, you know, when you're getting into schools and such, you've got a set amount of time. And I'm like, all right, how do I structure it? Because a lot of the stuff I do, I've got techniques and that kind of stuff, but it can be quite time consuming. So how do I take, let's say for talks here, I need to do a lot of this in a laptop. If they get laptops, I could... programs and all that kind of stuff. So
I'd imagine they would.
I need to figure it all out. But as I say, it's when I was listening to this productivity audiobook, it was weird, and I was having these thoughts, this kind of, but how could I go in and teach people? I'm not an expert on this, and then it was like, around about the time I was having this kind of thought about it, in the audiobook, he was talking about teaching, and he's like, you just need to be a guide, you don't need to be a guru. And I was like, that's bang on. That's why introduction to a guide. Like, if you like it, there you go. It's a wee path you can go down. And the thing is, I would always get, I don't know if you get it, my heart used to always sink. See, when I'd see people doing, like, I don't know, videography or acting or whatever else, or doing something that I liked, but it'd always be, but I work in an office 9 to 5 all week. And it's like, because, and there's nothing wrong with it, but the thing I felt is like, so is there no possibility of a career just doing it? You always need to be doing it. Did you never get it like with wrestlers? Like, did you know it was like an illusion getting shattered where I'm a wrestler, but I need to work this job because wrestling doesn't pay me? And I'm like, could you not do that as your full-time job? My heart used to sink when I hear that.
See, I just always felt like, I don't know, I just always felt like something was going to eventually. Because everybody, I was surrounded by everybody in the grind, and I was like trying to say, I was like basically saying, no, there's a way. There is a way out of this. There's a way. Like, we need to go out and grind merch, and we need to go out and get as many shows as we can, and all that. And like, I was like, there is a way out of this. There's a way we don't all need to get contracts. There's a way we can make money and make this your full-time job just by working your asses off. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, I did get lucky, obviously, but then it's no.
The harder you work, the luckier you get. And I think obviously that's your explanation for why every job I worked with on, you would just never done a day's work because you knew you were going to become a wrestler and you didn't need to fucking
Yeah,
pull
I
your
can
weight.
imagine. Pure nightmare.
That's the thing as well, see, because for me, like, see, you're talking about, because I think a lot of people look at that finality, right? For me to make a career doing wrestling, I need to get a contract. There's no that one track route to make money. There's a multiple different ways. You just need to be clever. Like podcasting, I used to think the only way to make money for podcasting was sponsors and YouTube paying you. And you can make money for that, but there's other ways you can make money, because I've realised I can use social media to make money for my podcast. But you make up clips, you get paid off TikTok and that, the more clips I've made, because I realised I started using that Opus.
Aye.
It was just a time thing. I used to make my own clips, but it just takes too much time. But using that, I'm like, alright, say it's 15 quid a month, I'll easily make that back on the clips I make off TikTok and Facebook.
Aye.
So it's just trying to figure out, as you say, merch, all these three different ways where multiple ways you can make money off certain things.
Definitely. Merchandise. So that's what I'm saying. So when I was doing I was probably, because I had the social media following all, when I was like compared to like people that were at my level probably at the time, I was charging a wee bit extra because I had the social media following and I was wrestling a lot more. And then on the shows as well, I would get to the venue, I would set my merch up, I'd sell merch before the show, in the middle of the show, and after the show. I would also offer to do their raffles. So at half time, I'll come out and I'll do a raffle for you and we can maybe give me a wee percentage. Because me being a wrestler on the show and actually going up and selling the raffle to the fans, they want to buy them off me more likely because it makes them feel more a part of the show, because it's a wrestler selling them and not just some random trainee coming down and doing it. Then eventually what I would do after that is obviously like social media and stuff like that. I would start to make it so people would all want to see Ravie Davie, I'd come and do it. I'd go to like places I used to do things like that just to listen on and get like paid money to go and advertise stuff and that. That's obviously still part.
You go where?
Go like Juicy Lucy's and that. It's not just like it was just a burger bar, not in a place.
Where?
It was Tron. Yeah, it's nowhere anymore now. It's a.
But you used to wrestle in there?
No, I used to get. They made like a Ravie Davie buckfast shake and all that. And like,
when was that?
It's like the first year or two.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, where?
Thought about a venue.
No, because I used to get.
You said Juicy Lucy's, I was like, what?
You think
I
it
thought
was
it was a
a club or
place.
something?
No, it was like a tune or something. Like that.
No. It was just like a burger. Like, it was just
a
like
Davie Buckfast shake.
I didn't drink Buckfast, not I mean fucking hate Buckfast, so I did, to be fair.
Hey, man.
Aye, rotten. But then just making money through like stuff like that, and then eventually like you just find a way in it, know what I mean? Then I got merchandise actually, and the merchandise I wouldn't just sell like t-shirts, I'd be selling t-shirts, wee bands, pictures, posters, all these things. I'd always like to try and have a thing that was like a certain price, was something that anybody could afford, but then obviously as you go up there was like more expensive stuff. So that was always the way I seen it. And then eventually the wrestling company came about, the wrestling school came about, and I blew up on TikTok and I just kind of make a good living off it with all these. It's even at that, I don't think I've got one income I've got in the wrestling when it actually be a full-time living. It's all them added together that makes it, innit?
Yeah.
Aye. I'm kind of like that, but I'd say I've got a main income. My videography stuff is my main income, that's where
Aye, my main,
my living wage, and then the rest I get wee extras and all that.
My main is the wrestling school and that as well. But obviously, at the end of the month, if it's just the wrestling school money, I'm eating better. Not I mean, I've paid
the
rent, my dig money to Georgia, and then paid money to coaching and that. Not I mean for other people to come in and coach and stuff, and then like insurance and stuff like that as well. Once all that's away, I've got nothing really left, so then that's why I'm focused. Then I've got my rest, but then I wrestle every month, and I make money off TikTok, and I make money off Facebook, and I make this and that, and merchandise, all that stuff adds up, know what I mean? And then that's how it's all working out.
You get all your disposable income, but that's the thing. I think that's the question you want to ask yourself. Sometimes you might look at it and like, right, when you realise you're in the right path. I've realised it when I was a Friday night and I was editing up till like 8 o'clock. See, if you had me working in a job till 8 o'clock on a Friday night, you wouldn't. I would find an excuse to disappear. I didn't even feel at work, and I think that's the same with yourself. You're working, but I don't even like calling what I do work. It seems like a dirty word. I see I'm going to my work. I hate that. It's obviously you're putting in work.
But I always say wrestling, not when I'm always going to wrestle.
I say work, it sounds just, I want to I want to brush my teeth after saying it. Not of it. That's the thing as well, when you're talking about after you pay all your bills, but think it as well, it's like you get to do your dream and have your bills paid. You're not going homeless.
Exactly.
Put it this way as well, this month,
basic needs met.
This month as well, I'm probably not going to make enough to actually pay the rent for the rest of it's December, not I mean, knows many people turning up. Well, a lot of stuff has been snowing this month for that stuff. I've also not been there as much in that as well. So I feel like if this was another time, I'd be shiting myself. Not I mean, I'd be pure. I'm obviously not happy about the fact that I'm not got. Not I mean, I'm going to dip out of savings or whatever. But like usually in the past, I'd be shiting myself. Not I mean, like that hurt. I'd be bald. Not I mean, I'd be fucking. I'd be absolutely shiting myself. Not I mean,
got the wrestling school so you can grow his hair back. There's some advertising for you.
I know.
You should just do that. I'd go join the wrestling school.
And then what'd you call it? Fuck.
You'd usually be panicking.
I'd usually be panicking, but this year I'm annoyed, not I mean, I'm like, oh, bastard, fucking. I'm thinking that I've actually thought a wee plan, to be fair, to maybe make some extra money. I'm going to offer the next 2 weekends after the kids' class for the 5 to 11-year-olds, if the parents are going to Christmas shopping and they want me to watch their kid, I will watch them in the class where the 12 to 15-year-olds are going on for a wee bit extra money, you know what I mean? Give the parents, so that they'll know just, they've only got 3 hours without the way and then they need to rush back. I can watch them a wee bit longer and hopefully help with that situation. That's what I say as well, but as when you're in business, you obviously think on your feet, thinking of ways to make extra money, thinking of ways to keep on tatter stuff, you know what I mean? Whereas like if this was, like if I was working for a 9 to 5 and I wasn't making it, they didn't have as much shifts to give me because it was Christmas and there's nothing.
You've actually worked fucking 7 or 14 days.
I'd be fucked, but no, I mean, you'd be fucked, no, I mean, whereas now it's my own business, I'm like, right, who do I mean? I need to like figure this out. No, I mean, I bet you any money I probably end up figuring it out and I've probably end up made what I need to, but right now it doesn't look like that, so I'm like,
yeah, because that's the thing as well, because it causes you to be more creative. It's survival in a sense, doing it like, right, I'm not making so much money that way, and it causes you to be innovative. Whereas if you're working in a building site, you're just getting up and the only thing you're trying to survive is the cold and the water. Getting up in the morning, it's freezing.
I wouldn't have been able, I wouldn't have been able to do that this month.
Honestly, I remember how miserable I'd be this time of year just because like having to go to work. I can't wait to finish and get that break and all that. No, I'm pure. I even think about it like because the businesses I work with, they'll be taking a Christmas break for a period, I don't know, a week or something, whatever it is. And usually I'd be like counting down the days to maybe even take a few days off before the break so I can get an extra few days. No, I'm like I'll probably still keep continuing what I'm doing. I know I can't sit from this. I sit and get pure anxiety and I'm like, no, I could be doing this. I start rattling, man.
That's what he's like. There's no day off. It's constant.
I'm scunnered. The hub's shutting for 2 weeks and I'm like, what, man? 2 weeks off? I can't handle this. To be fair, no, the reason I'm gutted as well is because I just know for a fact for 2 weeks I'm going to be out in the freezing cold posting and flying because that'll make up for none of the school will be on. So
he doesn't take a day off. He doesn't know how to like chill out and just no talk about wrestling or think about wrestling, and then he'll get dead frustrated and angry if he's sat on the couch for like 2 hours and no done anything.
I get that.
Completely changed.
Sometimes because I had to learn to kind of mould my attitude with that because it was getting quite toxic to the point. Say if something, it's strange. This is a fucking mad thing, right? Did you ever? Obviously, you go to. You'd be in work and you'd be literally counting down the hours like, right, I've only got an hour left to finish. Oh, can I still hurry up?
Genuinely, every day I went to work, right? Every day, because you've asked me, every day I went to work before I was a wrestler. Except for the bins, I actually did enjoy the bins, right? But even at that, I would still be, I would look, before I'd even go there, I'd be thinking about my break. Like, literally before I'd be like, right, so if I can go in, I can fanny about well getting all my gear on and all that. That'll take up like 15 minutes. Then I'll go down, I'll help get the tools or whatever. Then I'll go to the toilet. I'll make sure that takes about 10, 15, 20
minutes before
every
break. You'd been in the toilet.
Honestly, and then I'd go
IBS.
And then I'd go back to the toilet before the break would be starting. Then I'd come out, and then after the breaks, I was like, I need to go to the toilet. No, I mean, boom, back out again. I'd be thinking about my breaks. I hated
working. Work into try to no work than you did actually working. But see, I really because I was in Farmfoods the other day and I heard one of the women saying to some like the guy she was working with, she's like, oh, time's just dragging in. And I remember I did a wee realisation. I was like, I've not that thought or that feeling in ages. I remember, see, I'd come in here at, let's say, I'd try and get up at 6 and say I maybe woke up about 7:30, slept in. I'd get up and get ready and all that. And I'd start and I'd be like, right, fuck. Is that a time already, man? I'd want more time. I'd want time to go slower so I could work my stuff. And then I realised that I was like, that is crazy, man. It's just pure, totally switched. You'd want more time rather than you'd want time to go slower. Than
that's such a good feeling.
How's it with you, because you're doing a bit of both. You've got an actual full-time job and you also like run the wrestling. So I'd imagine time's probably slow for you because you're.
It's hard because I'll be in work and then he'll be texting me like, this is what you need to do. So then I'll like go on my lunch break, I'll try and get my steps in, and when I'm out like walking at work, I'll be like trying to like day posts for wrestling, or like he'll be telling me to order stuff for pie halls and stuff like that. So I'm trying to
look up flights.
so I'm trying to like, and then on my rest days for the gym, I'll try and get up extra early in the morning so I can do stuff for wrestling before my actual job. And then sometimes at night when I get home, like you said, you just don't want to talk to anybody because you've been like, my job is like talking to people, right? And it's just a lot when I get home. And then as soon as I get home, he's like, no, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to come out of the hub, or you need to sell these t-shirts and all that stuff. And I'm like, I actually can't. But I don't want to speak to anybody. But it pure annoys me because then I then feel guilty that I want to go to my bed because he wants to stay up and just keep working. And then when he doesn't give himself a break, you'll start saying to yourself, I'm a pure fat bastard, man.
Take long enough to realise.
And I'm like, stop saying that about yourself. He's like, no winner. I've been just sitting here on this phone. I haven't even. I said I was going to go to the gym and I've not been. I'm like, it's 8 a.m. It's actually 8 a.m. You've got all these hours left in the day and you're actually sitting calling yourself a fat lazy bastard because you've sat on your phone for 2 hours.
How times have changed, eh?
I know.
See with the phone thing, I do get like, see if I do mindless scrolling, I've had to put an app blocker on it. See when I'm in here working, like I'll working, doing my thing. I'm in here doing my thing. I'm like, I need to, because sometimes I'll be like, right, I'll need to go and message somebody. Right, go on TikTok, scroll. Oh, who's that? Who's that piece? I need to look this, put it down. I didn't even message him. Need to get back on. And I was like, app locker, best thing I've ever done. And then that way, it's like, it's trying to find your times. It's no totally secluding that for your life. Like, alright, I'm not going to do scrolling and TikTok or that. I find implementing regular interval breaks it supplements productivity, and that's what I learned when I things in audio. But say I'll be editing for a period and it'll be times where it's just as if my body's just... You ever been in the gym to a point on a treadmill and you're just like, right, I need a break, I'm just like running myself into the ground. I'll get like that and I'll be like, right. And usually, see when I do like that, I'm taking a break for this, I'll always try and fill my time with, right, I've got this free time, I need to be doing something productive. I done it last week where I just sat for like 10-15 minutes and just scrolled mindlessly. I set up a break time, like I was purposely doing this, scrolled, I had no intentions, I wasn't trying to create it, I was just trying to chill. Done 15 minutes, I went back to it and it was like both pure energy surge and I was totally focused. And it's just figuring out, and sleeping's a massive thing as well because you can, I get into these things listening to like David Goggins, all these entrepreneurs and going like, no, you need to and all that kind of stuff. And it's inspirational, but sometimes you need a break, mate, because if sometimes you just like, you need to charge your phone in order to get, see if I was just to use my phone constantly, it would run out of battery and I wouldn't be able to use it. But when you recharge it is when you can continue to use it. So you're just recharging your battery. So, and it's finding that way where you're not feeling guilty for it because that's emotionally and mentally taxing as well.
It's so right. I say to him and all, like, because if he wakes up and it's raining outside, he then knows that he's going to have to go flyer and poster in the rain, and that instantly puts him in a mood. Like, he wakes up, pulls the blinds at him, and if he can see that it's raining, then that's an instant bad mood. But I try and say to him, you need to... What?
I said, day's ruined.
At the start of the week, I said to him, you need to try and think, right, X, Y, and Z needs done this week. So if it's going to be particular bad rain that day, then you still fill your time doing stuff that's going to be, like, help towards the business. But don't be angry about it because they things needed done. You just have swapped your days about. But unless it's gone like completely perfect, that's like the full week's ruined and the full month is ruined. So he's got loads of things to learn. I feel like talking him down all the time to try and like be like, right, see as well, because he's got ADHD, he'll like fester all about everything he needs to do and leave it to the last 10 minutes. Whereas for me, I can say to him, right, we've got an hour right now and 5 things need done, and within half an hour we'll have done them on. He's like, fucking hell, that would have took him 4 days. Whereas I'm the type of person, I'm just like I'll just do all that. But I'm like that in my actual job, I know.
Because you're listening to audiobooks about creativity and I'm listening to audiobooks about fucking how the WWE took early territories. So I can get more storylines for the rest.
It's good to balance it out, but it is definitely good to balance it out. But see that thing as well, as much as, because you've seen it yourself, I was stressing here with that fucking daft light kind of thing, but it's reframing your attitude to things. Like, see when it's pissing a rain and you're out flying, And I'm not saying it as if I'm doing it, because I've times before I'm like, I don't think I've talked. I'm not doing flyer. No, but when you're out, it's always important to remind yourself. I think of the amount of people that would have patched this, but I'm still out. It gives you a wee mental edge. And the amount of times I'm like, right. Exactly. This is quite recently. I'm thinking I see we're talking about this podcast meeting the past X amount of episodes. I'm like, how many people would have geed up at this point?
Exactly.
I would have a few years ago. So the amount of people that would have geed up, and that's how when a lot of people see you doing well, and as you say with the wrestling school, like, I want that. They just want to walk into that. They want to leave their job, walk into a wrestling school. As I said, they don't want to put in the work and the stuff it takes to maintain it, because it's a lot of maintenance, and it's sometimes you are spreading yourself in, and you need to do that at times. Times it's going to be on top of you, but that's at the point a lot of people tap out.
I can definitely tell why a lot of people don't run their own businesses and stuff like that. A lot of people do just like the 9 to 5 grind, know what I mean? Because it can fuck you up, man.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I think it was Stephen Bartlett, and he was saying to like start your own thing, things like podcasts and things that are like you're starting it from scratch. You need to be willing to feel embarrassed at the start, because there's got to be so many things that go wrong. People only got to tune in, people only got to believe in you. So as long as you can make it past the humility stage and keep grafting, you'll always get the results. But it's like in the times in between, most people gear up.
That's exactly that. I think that's the biggest thing, is just, and see what you're talking about, that's like how I'll be perceived and what am I going to, it's people, the organisation, it does serve you, but at the same time as well, it can hinder you too, because some people are no, I want everything set in place before I start. It's like people moving into a house that need all the carpets put down. It's like, no, move in, fix it whilst you're moving.
Exactly.
And for me, I think at the start as well, let's see when you're talking about that with the podcast, we couldn't be organised if we tried. We get papped out of studios. I get the jail. I was on a tag and all that kind of stuff. But the reason why I continued my podcast, because I'd geared up so many things I'd liked when I was younger and regretted it. And so it was kind of like the reminder of regret in the past that kind of powered me through to this point. And I think what the biggest thing is as well, people do get moments, for me especially, I always think when people talk about, I never gave up, never thought about giving up. I've felt like giving up a lot of times, but I push through it. It's not the feeling always motivated. You're not always going to feel up for it. Times you're going to be like, is this, what am I fucking doing? Exactly. Especially when you're self-employed, you're like, would it be easier just to have a 9 to 5 job? It'd be easier, but would you be happier? Easier doesn't equate to happiness. I've
never been more happy in my life right now, but I've also never been as stressed and worrying about stuff. Obviously, when I had a 9 to 5 at Georgia, I used to hate it because I didn't really worry about it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I'd go in somewhere and be like, oh, I've been asked to wrestle on Friday. It's a wedding, but I've been asked to wrestle on Friday. I can't make it in on Friday. Like, no, you can't do that. We need you. And I'm like, what are you talking about me? I'm not asking you for the I'm telling you, you're going to need to replace me for this Friday, or you're going to be a man doing. So good luck with that. And obviously, I'd get like sacked and stuff like that. I'd tell Georgia the story, and she'd be like, the fuck,
like, here we go again. That actually happened so many times.
She was getting the stress, whereas now it's like I'm actually living my dreams and all that, but obviously I've got like so much stuff that could go wrong, and so much stuff that so many people rely on me, and so much stuff that relies on me.
It's not used to responsibility either, and so you try to teach them like how to like talk to people and how you're perceived, or things that's in your head doesn't always need to come out your mouth. And also as well, don't sweat the small stuff, and as well remember these are human beings you're actually talking to sometimes, because before the doors open for the wrestling, it's like a big matter of you've been there, but it's like sometimes things go wrong and we can't get the ring to fit into place, or things just, and it's like a big screaming match. And then he's like actually shouting at everybody, and then he's like sorry to everybody 10 minutes later, and I'm like, you can't keep doing that, like just
because I actually feel like I try and hold it on, and I just end up blowing up. That's why I just moan it all the time. That's why I'm moaning all the time.
Just so be consistent.
I just moaning, we moans here and there, so it doesn't be one big moan that everybody hates me for. Not.
See, that's the thing. See, you say don't sweat the small stuff. I think that's one of the biggest things a lot of people don't learn, and me especially, because seeing recovery, they've got a saying, it's not the lines that are going to get you, it's the midges. Because it's the wee things you don't say. You're like, nah, I'm not going to mention that, but they eventually build up. I thought it's like, you ever seen that? Remember you get like the Oxfam adverts and that kind of stuff, and it was like one of them was sponsor a donkey, and it was this donkey, and it was carrying all these bricks up a mountain, and it was like basically help the donkeys and that kind of stuff. I think see all these wee things, they're another brick on the donkey's back for eventually you're like that, and you've got all these things weighing you down, and eventually you collapse. So, and the thing is as well, see like the learning phase, I think when we go into school, we learn something like that. Teacher, right, that's that. All right, okay, you write it down. That's learning. But what actually learning is going through and getting it wrong. Because when you say sometimes when things go wrong, I would disagree. I'd say more often than not. Like, very rarely things go right.
Aye.
You know what I mean? It's usually always, you could probably guarantee, if I was to put money in something going wrong or going right, I'd always put it on wrong for the most part, know what I mean? Because then if I lost my bet, at least it went right. So but that's the thing. It's like, especially when you're doing these things, you're responsible. Responsibility is a massive thing, and I think what I like to say is we're never responsible. We're not even responsible for ourselves.
Exactly.
So it's suddenly I think you've got a lot more responsibility than I have, whereas I'm still kind of responsible for myself and my business relationships. We're responsible for like young people.
See, that's one of the biggest things that I found quite hard, right? It's because I got all my fame and I go to the wrestling school and all that stuff through being unapologetically myself. But now I'm more responsible for kids and I'm a role model and stuff like that. So there's a fine balance of like, some of my videos when I'm doing them, there's stuff that I'm saying, I'm like, oh, should I really be saying that? But then I'm like, also, but like, should I, like, this is what brought people in the door, so should I really be cutting back? So it's quite hard, because there's also that thing as well. Kids really shouldn't be on TikTok watching me and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But obviously they're going to get it. So there's a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably one of the reasons my content maybe has suffered a wee bit as well, because I'm always thinking now about what I'm putting out there, and is that right? And I'm not just like being pure derogatory, and there's like even stuff I was talking to you about, like Bam Say Slaughter, the first one, we had no problems with planning.
No filters at all.
And this time I was like, maybe know that, no, I probably can't fucking say something about this and that, and we can't really call me a pedo, you know what I mean? Because obviously what I do, stuff like that, you know what I mean? Whereas obviously in the past, I would never ever say to anybody, you can't say this about me, or we can't talk about that because I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? But now it's like, we probably can't have me saying that because like, what if these people, you know what I mean? Just these stuff. So it's a wee bit harder. It's like just having responsibilities. It just makes you, like, I don't know, it just makes me think with parts of my brain that I didn't know I had, you know what I mean? Probably.
That's the thing though, you're a community champion now, mate, so you need to watch what you're saying.
I know, man. Fucking, that was one for the books, wasn't it, last week, man?
That was crazy.
So we'd been up to the City Chambers. It was me, Georgia, Bo, Caden, and Andrew, the cameraman that's filming the documentary about me and CPW and Glasgow Square Wrestling and stuff like that.
Who's he filming that for?
Just himself, him and his pal, just basically think that
right,
it's going to be, like, they done something for us with uni about me. It's been on the STV play and stuff like that, I think they've done. And they just asked us, could they do like an even bigger thing? And they just do it in their spare time and all that stuff, so they obviously believe in what they're doing. That's what I'm saying, they got a belter obviously last week with me winning that thing, because the full thing is about me being like a community champion basically, but they basically pitched to me a documentary about me being big in the community and all that, and then I've won this award, so that's good. But obviously we went last week to City Chambers. It was a Glasgow Times award I'd been nominated for. Got a lot of people to vote for me, obviously. I've never campaigned for myself to win it more in my life. So I'd sent that out to everybody, get invited to City Chambers. I ended up making it to the final three, the sports person of the year. So there's all these different categories. There was like the young person of the year, the organisation of the year, mental health, well-being, all these kind of things. And we were up for the sports person of the year. So it was me, a guy called Andy Tomlinson, and a Taekwondo company for Drumchapel. And obviously the Taekwondo place has been open for years, and another place, kind of like Govan Drumchapel and Govan, I'd say, are very similar. And they've been doing a lot of great work. And Andrew had actually completed all 6 major marathons, climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, started a runners club in Bellhouston, all while having cerebral palsy, and actually nearly died with pneumonia, I'm sure, or had pneumonia while doing some of these things, and raised money for charity, started a running club and that. So I thought, obviously, like, they should have won, one of the two should have won better than I've only. That's the thing about you're saying about like, work is like. So obviously I don't like saying the wrestling is my work, right? But see when somebody like heavy puts there what I'm doing in the wrestling and goes, oh, it's really great what you're doing here, all that work, all that thing you're doing in the community. I always just think I'm just doing my job, but I mean I'm just here to like that wee flex there. I'm always just like I'm just doing my job, but no, I mean I'm not doing anything special. Like, I'm just getting in and doing it, and just happens to. It's more. I would say the kids should be more like credited because it's them that's like Caden. Everybody always goes like, "I'm Caden, all the stuff you're doing, my boy Caden, helping them loads of that way." No, but I've no helped them loads of that. Obviously, I've guided them. Not I mean, like you're saying, not a guru, a guide. I've guided them because like, if I could help you lose 11 stone, right? If I could help everybody lose 11 stone, my wrestling school would be booming. It is booming anyway, you know what I mean? But like, it would be like, I would have classes full every night with people want to lose weight, and it wouldn't even be wrestling I'm doing, you know what I mean? It's more like, Caden's obviously found something that he loves, and he's put all his effort in it, and it's helped him lose all that weight, and I'm just happen to be the guy that's running the wrestling school that he likes. So that's when somebody says to me, "Oh, great job you're doing there," I'm like, "Mate, it's just doing my work." No, I mean, I'm just going out and doing something I love, and it just happens to help people. So I had that mindset in it, and I didn't really think I was going to win it because I thought I love better candidates. Then it didn't help when we were actually there. You want to tell us what?
So they gave us like a programme on the table for everybody. It was like big round tables, like say you get at like weddings.
Aye.
So there was hundreds of people there, so fancy, and we got there and we're like, well, this is actually pretty big. And we sat down at the table. David had his own wee plaque, like the wee Ravie Davie name tags as well, and they gave us a programme, and all the awards were on the programme, and there was 12 awards, and his award was number 10 out of 12, and from 1 till 9, every person who'd won an award, they were top of the list. So every category they'd been whittled down to 3 people, and the person that won every award was number 1 out of the 3. So he's noticed this about number 3 or 4 award, and he's like, "I'm the winning, I'm number 2 on the list." He's like, we got to like, the award before his, and he's like, "No, they've won again." He's like, 9 people in a row have all been number 1.
Can't be a coincidence, that, can it not?
No, not strange.
Exactly. So we were like, nah. So he put his camera up to record himself, but obviously no thinking that he was going to win. And then he won. I was screaming that much I forgot that his camera was filming, so you just see him get up to collect the award, and then it's just a full video with his empty chair. Just
did you not take the phone with you, no?
Well, no, I grabbed my suit, took my suit with me.
Fucking don't like you.
Grabbed his suit jacket and was trying to like fix the collar on stage. It was Cassie for Clyde Wan who was doing the announcing, and he's trying to grab the mic off her, and she's like, "I'm trying to get my photo took me like turn around." And he was just like,
doing the photo before the speech. Did you prepare a speech?
I'd kind of had, man, but then obviously I started to think I wasn't going to go. So I'd prepared a speech in my head before it, because as well we ended up getting situated right at a seat with my old. So when I get kicked out of high school, I get sent to a college thing called EVIP, which is like educational vacation something program, initiative program. Basically, if you're like badly behaved in school, you used to dog it or something, instead of doing 4 year, you'll go and do this college course. And I get selected for it, and on our table was people for EVIP, and my old...
But like facilitators or people that like pupils?
No, like, so there was 2 pupils for it, and then there was the actual head of EVIP, Nicola, who I know very well. And the last time I was actually in that building with Nicola, I'd also won an award and done a speech and stuff like that. So I'd kind of been setting up a wee thing in my head. I was like, right, at first I was like, so I'm going to do about how last time I was in this building, I won an award, and it's fitting that EVIP were here because that was who I wanted to be. I sat on the table, it's all came full circle, all that shit. And then as soon as I'd started noticing, nah, I'm not going to win this, it all came down to my head. So I end up kind of like slagging the people that had made the wee form bit, because I'm like, I'm not going to lie, guys, I didn't think I was going to win this. First of all, because I thought the people that I was up against were much better than me, and I'd have voted them if it was me. Secondly, I noticed after about the 3rd or 4th one, I noticed all the people that were winning were top of the list. So I was either starting to think this is either lazy, this is lazy printing. Know what I mean? Like, you're just being, who's the winners, and you've just put it up like 1, 2. No, it's like it's either lazy printing or I don't know. I was like, I can't remember what they said, but I said this. But then I just started.
Just kept going.
I just kept going.
Shut up.
That was my first thing.
What was the reaction like?
Oh no, I got cheered.
People were laughing.
People were cheering and laughing. That. And the first thing I said, I grabbed the mic and I was like, just first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who didn't do a speech so that I can do a longer speech. Thank you very much.
I was going to act him.
It was people know their speech. No?
Everybody was obviously thinking
You're
just
all pure starstruck.
I just not used to it, man.
I'm right up there like that.
This is my moment. I've been created for this.
I'm trying to drag it off Cassie. She's like, I need to get a picture of you first.
I'll be here a while.
And then she's like, Ravie Davie, and he's like, what's happening? Straight away, and she just started laughing. She's like, what's happening? But your speech was going on for like 2 minutes long. I was going, come on, but
Just
I think like
the old little Bo Peep thing for the theatre, not I mean, when the big king comes on and drags you off, man.
that's what I've tried to do. I was like, hurry up, but he just kept going and going.
I milk it, innit, man? Because the minute you're half a stage, you're half a stage. You can't get off. Wait a minute, I forgot to say something.
They shouted all the winners back on the stage at the end, and he's like at me, take photos away. Right, so I'm coming back. I've got my bag, jacket, everything, holding it all to put it all down to come back, take photos of him. And he's up the back, and he's got the award up, and he's like, come on, I'm like, oh my god,
like fucking Billy McNeil holding up the Champions League trophy in Lisbon, man. Like, yes. Dude, I felt pure bad, man. Everybody's up on the stage going like, "Tis, man, well done. It's great work you do and all that." And I'm like, "Aye, well done to you too." Aye,
You do.
aye, man. I felt pure bad, obviously.
You do is brilliant,
That was pretty much it. But then a lot of people were asking me that. So obviously my idea, my fault, that like I feel like I've never wanted to win something so much in my life, right? But it's not because I've got a big ego. I have got a big ego, right? But I didn't want. The reason I want to win the award is, fuck you. The reason I want to win the award, but is because like with the wrestling school, we don't get any funding and anything like that. This is all just me and George about this up for nothing, and. Not that I'm complaining about it, I mean, it feels that wee bit more, oh, yes, we've built it, started from the bottom, now we here, I mean, that kind of stuff.
That Limp Bizkit.
Fred Wurst cunt. But no, so obviously it's good that it's validating that way, but also, like people tell me I help a lot of kids and all that. I could maybe help a lot more kids if I got funding and stuff like that for it. Like there's maybe people that can't afford the wrestling school because obviously, unfortunately, I've got bills and that I need to pay. So like a tenner is literally the minimum I can charge for the school, the classes and that. Yeah, maybe been able to do 2 for 15 if you've got to do classes because it's just the way that I've managed to work it so that it works. But
just laughing at you saying 2 for 15.
Right, well, there's a hustler. No, but it's the way we've managed to work it. Whereas there's maybe people that there's like families that have got like 3 or 4 siblings, know what I mean, that can't afford to come down and pay £10 per head, know what I mean? Or there's ones that can't afford this and that. And unfortunately, because I'm not paying so much overheads and stuff, that's no possible to get like maybe sibling discounts or this and that. Whereas if I get funding, maybe I could offer like a free class a week to maybe people that are maybe a bit underprivileged, maybe work with organisations who know people that maybe don't get to do anything, and then maybe could bring like they've tried them with other stuff that doesn't work, bring them to the wrestling they can do it. Also as well, I'd like to expand one day. I'd like to be able to take the wrestling school elsewhere and stuff, and I got lucky in Govan because I know the part of our hub and stuff, and I know a lot of people. If I wanted to move somewhere else, I might not have that luxury. I know people, so maybe having this award, I can show governments and councils and stuff like that. This is actually something that works for the wrestling as well. Because there's not really anybody that does kid wrestling for kids in Scotland, except for myself. So then this is showing that this can work, and it's something I can maybe take into schools and all these different things. It just opens up a lot of avenues for me. That also, it opens up a lot of avenues that I actually haven't been opened yet, because it's still stuff because it's wrestling, it's like a niche product. I'm going to need to still create these avenues. I'm still going to need to go to the schools and tell them I'd like to do this and go, no, you know what I mean? So,
aye.
And I just think this will help me make it more mainstream and make it more like viable to go and do these stuff.
Definitely, and it's showing it's that kind of way. It's like you've definitely come up on somebody's radar if you're nominated for it, because it's purely, it's not as if you're nominated for anything other than what you're doing with the school.
Well, that's what I said. That's the thing as well. That's why I did. So even if I didn't win the award, I was going to go along a network anyway and stuff like that. Even you're a winner, even been nominated for that thing because it is quite prestigious. But I always want to go along and like network and get talking to people and go and do these stuff. Like I've actually ended up speaking to one of the young girls that work there, were parents that won an award. She's like a wee lassie who teaches, like she's got an dancing class and she teaches people. And I was like, maybe I could come along and she could teach me how to do some dance and stuff, so to then promote a wee business, so then maybe more people will go along to her class and stuff like that. I wanted to use it as like a networking opportunity, and there's a lot of people that came straight up to me and like, we want to get you in, we want to do this and this with you. So that's obviously really good. But then now the fact that I've got the award, now I can put it out there and actually chase up these things. I feel
gives you a sense of legitimacy, and see if you're starting to go and bring it into schools as such and go, I've won this award, then I know you're legit.
Well, actually, there was somebody for like Dumbarton who was talking to me like, for the active schools, and they said to me, we can't get you in the schools because you need to have like this and this, and I'll never get that because wrestling's no go like a sporting body or anything like that kind of thing. Well, I don't think I'll be able to get in, but now I've got something that I could maybe say to somebody, right, maybe I don't have this for wrestling, but look, I've got actually this that's recognised for like all the stuff that I do.
So is there anything set in place for after the back of winning that award that you've spoke to any about that's going to like kind of improve the quality of the school?
No yet, just because it's so close to Christmas, and also straight after it, I went on Wednesday, and then the Thursday I was flying to Ireland for like 4 days of wrestling. So I've been not really been in the country like sorting. No,
right back to Govan, right up to the Pouffe Pouffe.
Award. Well, I know. I didn't take it to my own podcast either, man. Fuck's sake, I'm a pure idiot.
Is it?
Well, it's in the school. As soon as I told George to take it right around there, be on show up next to the wall with all the stories we've got in the papers and stuff like that.
You need to get these stories framed, mate. I hate how they're blue tacking the wall. It looks like my wall in the gym. My book, mate. It looks prestigious up there.
Well, maybe, but I won't be in that room for much longer. I don't want to go into too much details, but we're moving into next door, and eventually that'll be getting decorated more into my room and stuff like that.
I would get it framed, because plus as well, see if you do move, then it's a case of you're just moving frames, whereas if you're peeling things off walls, it's gonna get damaged.
True.
It protects it a bit more.
True.
I think I should get that up in the wall.
Who done that for you?
A guy in Malaga. Do you think he even looks like me? Looks fuck all like me.
Looks bit fucking.
Were you in Malaga?
Aye, for my 30th. That was like 2 years ago.
All right, I don't remember you being there recently.
I thought you meant one of your fans. He'd went to Malaga and he's like, here mate, I want one of these drawings done. No for me. I think he was no for me. I want it for this guy here.
No, the guy was sitting like this out on the pavement boozing, and he was doing these. I was like, they want me, and he'd done that, and I was like, all right. But I mean, it looked like that 2 years ago. I just dug it out. It was
you need your glasses.
But no, I take my glasses off and I'm getting photos, mate. I'm in disguise with these on. I need to see. Well, I know what I'm going to start putting there. I just realised. So I've got that camera that takes photos, and I'm going to take a photos. So remember me for the thumbnail. I'm not just like taking photos. I'm a serial killer. I always forget to get a photo. Like since I started the podcast, I've never got a photo with anybody, and it's not so much. It's more because I want to do photos and make good thumbnails. Right. So what I'm going to put in that wall is there. Remember to get a photo, because look, it's up there and I forget. I've never known what that was. I don't know if it's there, but I can't miss it if it's right there, because I've essentially been doing a podcast with 3 people, because I've fucking the ghost in my fucking caricature there. Imagine you wake up at night and this is staring at you. I could make a fucking meme at that.
There's a video there somewhere. There's a video there somewhere.
Definitely, mate. Definitely, I need to get my use out of it. But anyway, man, I think that's a good way to wrap up the podcast. If you anything else you want to add, or where can people find you?
So do you want to go as well?
You can go.
Right, I'll do this part. So follow myself and Georgia's podcast, the 10 Years In podcast. This is the main reason we've done this. We've come here, but hopefully got to steal all 50s followers and viewers and stuff like that.
Main reason they've done it, just didn't want to come visit me, no. Didn't want to come see you, not been away, not seen you ages. I've been too busy being a community champion, not been.
Got to see them all at the awards, fuck's sake, got to spend the full night with them.
That's business, that's business.
This isn't it? So we've got a podcast, 10 Years In podcast, on YouTube and Spotify. I've also got a TikTok where I put clips and that on it. Georgia has a TikTok page, Getting Fit for 30. I've got 2 TikTok pages, Ravie Davie Fresh Prince and Ravie.Davie. We've got our wrestling companies, Community Pro Wrestling, so that's on Community Pro Wrestling on Facebook, YouTube, no Spotify, Patreon, Instagram, Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it.
I got the usernames in the bottom. I forget you've got like a different username for every single. I'm Hawaii_50. I'm not for my TikTok, because I get banned that many times. You've got like
Facebook.
You've got your username in a different language.
I know, honestly, right? No, genuinely.
Fucking Esepe Fresco or whatever.
Esepe Fresco. That was actually because I was.
Sounds like something you get to start.
It's how you say Fresh Prince in Spanish, not right? But genuinely, right? See, for somebody who thinks I'm a fucking social media guru and all, and I know how to work social media, every one of my fucking handles are all fucking different. On my Twitter, I've already told you TikTok lands, but on my Twitter, it's Ravie_Davie_MCC.
Aye. No,
on Facebook, it's Ravie Davie, the Fresh Prince of Drummond Square. On Instagram, it's Ravie Davie_1.
That'll be one of your usernames at the door. I think I might have a parcel. But finish it, wrap it up.
And on Facebook and Instagram, Georgia's Georgian is but name. Yes. If you're a random or That's our private pages. Leave them out.
Okay.
And then Community Pro Wrestling for everything. Everything. Just come and check it out. You'll love it. You'll enjoy it. We've got another wrestling shows next year. We've also got a wrestling school in Govan, 337 Lime Road, part of our hub. Come and check us out. Message me for all details. And you want to say?
No, that's it. Thank you. 50.
Thanks. Thanks
Thank
for
yous.
having me, have yous.
Right, and that's what's happening, troops.
And like, subscribe, and don't get wide. Catches.